All right, we're live. Yeah, we're live. It seems like. All right, fantastic. hmm Man, I got so many chats open right now. Fuck. Let me fix this. Um. Yeah, that should be good. Let's have a little fun tonight. Yo, what's up, guys? On YouTube, we got the first people in here. I think the lighting is a little too bright, honestly. What up, Avison and Turbo, Fulan, Funnel. Let's just wait for everybody to come in. But I'm probably not gonna talk anyways to the stream. I'm just streaming this live. Oh, what you want? Little fun to time. I shouldn't be copyright strike actually this time when I stream. Well, I'm not gonna be playing this music actually when I stream right now. It's just for before the stream actually starts. So yeah, but I think we're live everywhere. Twitch is live, Kick is live, YouTube is live. We're streaming on 3 platforms at the same time. Nice. I'm ready, so let's just wait for Joe Hacks to get ready as well. Say you wanna die, that you never do. Alright, now we just chill here for a little bit until Jaw Hacks is ready, because I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about Lux maxing about everything that has to do with what he talked about. I mean, what he likes to talk about, right? Let me actually restore the chat. Wait, no, that's not what I want to do. No, never mind. How hard in general is it to go from how hard, bro? It doesn't, I don't know. It just depends on the person. It's hard to say. How hard is it? Bro, this is not a marathon, bro. Sorry, this is not a race, dude. But like anybody, I feel like most people can reach HTN, but not HTN facially, HTN like SMV wise. Dun. Yeah, I mean, this is basically a 2016 playlist. It's the best of NCS. All of the like the OG songs, man. Man, here we go again. Like, we just. Alright, cool. Skinnier. I haven't lost that much weight the past while. I'm actually off of Retatrutide now. Oh shit, let me... Your browser can't access your device. Close the applications on my user camera. Oh shit, wait, what? Settings, camera. Guess we use this camera, right? I guess not. I guess we're using the OBS virtual camera. Let me real quick just do that, fix that real quick. I think they're too big still. Are you natty? Yes, I'm natural, yeah. Microphone. HyperX Forecast. Hyper, yep. Alright, cool. Alright, we're waiting for him. It's beauty marks. It's from the MT2, man. My beauty marks have been like enhanced a little bit because of the MT2. But I'm not getting the effect of MT2, so I have to tan. I have to go in and use a tanning bed like Solarium, you know. Okay. Yeah, I'm on peptides. Yeah, but I'm not on Reta anymore. I'm on just the glow stack and MT2. But no, I'm not on anything else. Okay, I'm turning off my camera here, chat. Let me just remove all this. I'll just do this like that. What up, Disney? You still plan on getting that blood surgery? No, I'm still getting it. Alright, well, I guess I'm not natural anymore. I don't really care about my natty status. If PPC 157 is not natural, then boo-hoo, I'm not natural anymore. I don't know. I don't really care too much about my natural status. Oh, my camera just fucking froze. Oh, there we go, we're back. Are we back? Why is it dying? What the fuck's happening to my camera? Why is my computer like dying right now? Do I have too many things open? I don't know. Yeah, my computer is dying right now. Why is it dying? Let me try this. Let me try this really bunch of fucking things. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay, we're chill now. We're chill. But by the way, Hitchman, is that really true? I mean, not that I care about the natural. I'm probably gonna hop on testosterone eventually. Like I don't really care about I don't care about the whole natural status anymore. Like that's a joke to me. Like I'm probably gonna hop on testosterone or something like that in the future. But is it really unnatural? BPC 157, bro. I don't really believe that because it's not really. You're not changing your hormones. You're just boosting your. You're just telling your hormones to get to boost, I guess, from the amino acids. Speed up your coverage is unnatural. I mean, whatever. I don't consider it unnatural. I think it's actually very natural. Oh, it's banned in powerlifting. I mean, that's just a one place that is banned, probably because it's fucking. But I wouldn't say that is gonna label it as unnatural. Why would you hop on? You don't even need it. I don't need it, but long term, I probably need it. As of any man, like any other man. Yeah, let's wait. But I guess there's no point of being in that fucking. We'll just do this then. All right. Bim bim bim. But yeah, I'm actually off of Vera now, man. I'm off of that peptide. It's kind of crazy. I'm getting all the hunger back, dude. Like everything that's like all this everything that like comes with Veda. It's all back to normal now. And like it's kind of crazy. Hunger is back, dude. I'm hungrier. I want more snacks. I want more sugar. Why does your skin look yellow? I think it's because of the MT2, the Melanotan 2. I don't know. I don't think it looks yellow. Maybe it's the lighting as well that make. Bro, this camera is shit, dude. I'm using my phone. Okay, it's just my camera that's 63 FPS. Wait, no, it's fine. It's fine on my phone. Is it? It's the software. Oh my god, dude, this is so annoying. What if I do this then? Holy fuck, man, that lag. Oh, this is my fucking other camera, dude. This is for my fucking setup. I mean, I guess I could just do this technically. Ah, it's fucked. It's okay. Wait, it's okay now. Hi, Alex. But does it my skin looks yellow? Really? Is it my skin on my face? I guess it's the face, right? I don't really see it. Yeah, I don't see it. I mean, sure, like my beauty marks are like darker, which I actually do not like. My mom even told me like they're darker today. Like we were at the grocery store, and she was like, "What are these spots on your face?" Yeah, I really hope they don't get darker, man. Cause they're dark, dude. No, I'm not getting freckles. It's my beauty marks that I already have from birth that are just like, getting darker. Myron and podcast with Joe Hacks. Myron, bro, Myron. I'm gonna become a Somali soon. You don't look yellow. I don't want to waste your time at saying. Oh. Okay. I mean, Alex, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the MT2. There is a solarium nearby me. Nearby my gym. Skin cancer? What? No, bro, you're tripping. What are some facial features you can't change either with surgery? I mean, nothing. You can change everything in your face. But I guess like you can't change your skull, but that's not really a facial feature, that's just your fucking your head, bro. Well, Alex, the one that I go to, or that I can go to, there isn't exactly nobody there. It's just like a super small little building, and you have to book online to use it. So it's not like something that you have or something that you are talking about. Boy, it's my bad. Got alarm. If you can change anything, why can't everybody reach from MTN to HTN? Well, there's a lot of factors that go into it. I mean, I could sit here for hours and talk about all the factors to why. There really is too many to talk about. There's so much to talk about, man. When it comes to surgery, there's so much. Like it's an unlimited amount of a conversation that you can talk about it, of why something is not happening. What's the reasoning behind it. No, Joax asked me to do a podcast with him, and I guess we're gonna talk about my ascension, everything. Oh, maybe I should actually get photos. Actually, oh wait a minute, low-key, I might make a. Oh man, I don't have enough time. I don't think. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter too much. I can just show. Here, I'm gonna make a new folder. Jaw hacks. I'll make a new folder and put a bunch of photos in there for him to like look at from like before. Oops, the wrong button. That's the wrong thing.
Johan, what's up, dog?
Yo, man. Yo, what's up? Let me just start recording real quick. Boom. Turn off the music. Alright, I think we should be good now.
You got your stream going?
Yeah, I do. Wait, how do I make a full screen on this? Is there a way to make a full screen? Or Oh, here it is, full screen.
If you hover over the
I
video, you should see a square that you can use to full screen it.
Yes, I saw it. Okay. Yeah,
Good.
I think we're chilling now. We're chilling.
Good. What platform are you streaming on?
I'm on all three. So TikTok, sorry, not TikTok. YouTube and TikTok. Sorry, YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. Sorry, I'm fucking yeah.
No, you're all good, man. Nice. Yeah, you got a nice little audience you got put together. So you're a looks maxing coach. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? How did you get into that? How old are you, man? What's been your path into the limelight here with looks maxing?
So I'm 21 years old right now. 21. I'm turning 22 this year. Later this year in August. And I began looks maxing around 2023 approximately. I saw like a bunch of videos on my For You page on TikTok, just scrolling. And I started making my own videos as well around August 2023. And I just kind of found a passion for it. I learned so much about it in the start. And then I eventually realized I want to make a channel about this, I want to make a channel. So I made a YouTube channel recently, like probably a few months ago. And that's more when I became like a coach, or like looks maxing, like, my knowledge became more in depth about surgery and like all this kind of stuff, and about hard maxing and looks maxing in general. And that's when I found more passion for it. But before, it was just a hobby, like, oh, there's some, some skincare routine or whatever. Have some fun with like edits and like or the TikTok memes and whatever. But really, everything started to like become more like serious for me around a year and a half ago, probably a year ago for sure.
And when you say it got more serious for you, what does that mean? Did you just get more popular on social media, or was it some sort of transformation that you went through that made it more serious?
Um, I would say it's the first one. I mean, I would say it's because I never really actually after 2023, 2024, around that time, my popularity actually went down mostly. So after I kind of like stopped being super viral on social media, I kind of just like focus on getting more knowledge from looks maxing for hard maxing for things of that nature, and that's when I became more knowledgeable in that sense, and that's when I started to do more in-depth analysis on the faces and how to like gauge attractiveness and what surgery someone would need, and that's when I got more passion towards that. So when I just basically went like stepped back a little bit, looked at my whole life and like what I was doing, and I realized I have a passion for facial aesthetics and like learning about it, and that's when I started to really go in depth in looks maxing and learning mostly about like surgical stuff, because that's in my opinion where you make the most progress in terms of like looks maxing. So that's kind of where I went. Yeah.
So help me understand the boundaries of looks maxing as you understand it, because when I look at your Instagram, for example, I see that you're in amazing physical shape. Like from the neck down, let's say, you're very lean, you're jacked, and yet what you were just emphasizing to me is the need for surgeries. Presumably you mean facial surgeries. So when we say looks maxing, see, I'm learning more about looks maxing. I don't actually never considered myself a looks maxing influencer myself. I suppose I am at this point just because the so-called hard maxing aspect of looks maxing essentially is jaw hacking. It's MARPs, it's jaw surgeries, et cetera, et cetera.
For sure, yeah.
But so I'm new to this. I'm learning, and I depend on guys like you to teach me because I'm 35, bro. I come from a whole different time. When I grew up, there were no phones. When I grew up, there was barely Google, right? So I'm learning, but there's hard maxing. There's soft maxing, as you say on your school page. What else is there? Help me understand the boundaries of this looks maxing thing.
I would say that those are the two main things: soft maxing and hard maxing. Soft maxing just being like general basic looks maxes, like losing weight, which is the biggest one I still advocate to this day. Like that's gonna make the biggest change in your life, probably more than hard maxing will, depending on how overweight you are or how much you need to lose and stuff like that, depending on how your bones look like under all that fat. So it really depends. But soft maxing is just natural stuff: growing out your hair, getting a tan, thickening your eyebrows, going in the gym, things of that nature, right? And then hard maxing is really what's gonna move the needle, more or less for most people, which is like surgical stuff, like jaw surgery, rhinoplasties, hair transplants, all that kind of stuff. So that's the two main categories I would put for looks maxing.
How do you feel about the pharmaceutical aspect of it? Do you believe in the use of exogenous hormones and other substances, the way Clavicular advocates that as being such a big part of looks maxing, or do you think that is just one variety of looks maxing, maybe one you don't ascribe to, or is that essential to the soft maxing side of it?
I have actually been lately I've been doing more research on pharmaceuticals and be getting into myself. Like I'm on peptides right now. I have been for about 1 month approximately now, and I just stopped using one peptide called retatrutide, which basically is like helps you lose weight, helps you lose fat, optimizes your body a little bit more, and such like that. So I have been dabbling more into pharmaceuticals, but I'm still not perfect. So I wouldn't say right now that like I could tell somebody hop on testosterone. But the more experience I get, I feel like I'm going to straight towards most people needing some kind of help in terms of pharmaceuticals to optimize their body and their face and their whatever, because today we have such low testosterone levels across the board in the whole world, and that's from diets and from lifestyle, and to negate that, we can just simply inject testosterone easy, and simply just have it exogenously and feel fine. And yeah, you're dependent on it some way or form, but there are also like PCT, which is called post cycle therapy, like other compounds you can take so you can get off of it and feel fine and be normal and be natural again. But yeah, I haven't done too much in relation to that, but I think it's definitely gonna help a lot. But I would say peptide is something that anybody can get into, because that's not really unnatural. It's still somewhat within the natural like category, because it's not like you're replacing your hormones with these peptides, because all it is like amino acid chains helping your body to produce more of that specific hormone. Like for example, retatrutide, like losing more weight, like for example, like appetite suppressants, so you have less appetite, or you want to burn more fat, like visceral fat, things of that nature, right? So it's a interesting topic for sure. And I have, most of my research has been on hard maxing, but I'm getting more into pharmaceuticals now and learning about it.
Do you think that I see on your page, for example, that you're very much into health, and that health seems to be a big part of your pitch for what is in your coaching and your looks maxing philosophy. Do you think that health is part of looks maxing in general, say as the way it's been mainstreamed by Clavicular? Do you think that uh, there's actually a real concern and a drive toward being a healthier person, or do you think that looks maxing traditionally is willing to sacrifice health for the sake of looking better, and that pharmaceuticals is along those lines? Or do you think that there's a way of using pharmaceuticals for looks maxing and also still being healthy in a sort of non-dependent, holistic way?
It's a good question. I feel like all those like all those things are true to some extent, because I've looked at everything, like people that do more carnivore stuff, eat more like meat and like focus on actual health in terms of diets. People like Clavicular focusing on pharmaceuticals for, building muscle or whatever. So it's definitely a good question, and I would say like more now I'm leaning towards pharmaceuticals to help you, but I'm sure you definitely can become very healthy, by just eating a good diet, because that's going to be mainly contributing to you losing body fat. So I think it's really important for people to first try out, and if that doesn't work, you can try peptides. You can maybe even go to testosterone, right? So it depends on the person a little bit. Not everybody needs it, depending on like your hormones, because your hormones is what determines literally everything, how you feel, everything about you. So if your hormones are not in check, then you might have to look into things a little bit more. But for example, for myself, I never struggled with hormones. I never had bad hormones. I mean, sure, when I was in puberty, my hormones were a little bit unregulated, but now it's more like I have really good levels of hormones, so I don't necessarily need to inject testosterone to feel like a man, because I already do feel like a man, and I already have good androgen receptors for building muscle and staying lean, and that kind of stuff.
What do you think about the use of recreational drugs and its association with looks maxing?
I mean, I think you're talking about like the meth stuff that Clavicular was talking about, and I would say like something like Adderall. I've heard it's like a certain like methamphetamine similar to Adderall is what Clavicular was taking. It can help, but honestly, you're better off just not doing it and just focusing on more natural ways to, suppress appetite.
What was your life like before you got into looks maxing, and then what change did you experience once you soft maxed? And why are you motivated now to hard max? And have you done any hard maxing, or is that the next frontier for you? I'm trying to understand like what is possible to achieve only through soft maxing versus what is the ceiling that you hit with soft maxing. And feel free to use looks maxing ratings, for example, low tier, mid tier,
Yeah, yeah,
high
yeah.
tier, normie, Chad light. Do you think that soft maxing can take you from low tier normie to high tier normie, but then to go to Chad light, you need to hard max? Or help me understand the limits of soft maxing versus hard maxing.
Yeah, so I started, like I said, 2023, right? And before that, I would say I was quite an average kid. You know, I wasn't really like anything great. Like I was just a guy in my room playing video games all day after school. You know, having fun with my life, and I was quite a normal kid. And I was just working out. Like that's kind of I was a gym cell, as people like to call it. Just focusing more on the gym, thinking that face is like, oh, I can't change my face. You know, it's genetics. You know, so I was a normal kid before looks maxing, but when I discovered it, that's when I was more like I think I was more developing then. I was maturing, and I think that's a big part of looks maxing as well as maturing itself because I feel like maturing helped me a lot with looking better as well.
What do
Just
you mean maturing?
like
Biochemically or mentally?
biochemically, like in terms of like your bones becoming more like dense, and you're just looking more masculine. Like I feel like the last few years, my like dimorphism has increased a lot. I look more manly. I look more like a real man than a boy than I used to be. So that's what really. So yeah, basically I was a normal kid, and then when I got into looks maxing, I discovered soft maxing, and I thought like I'm never gonna do any surgery. That was my thought process. Like never doing any surgery. That's out of the line for me. And I was like, let's see how this goes. And I tried all the techniques possible. And I thought like, I could just grow bone mass, naturally. But that was a massive misconception in my
In your face, you mean?
yeah, like face wise, like getting more cheekbones or more jaw or something like
Like
that.
through what? Through mewing and thumb pulling? What were your
Yeah,
ideas on
yeah.
how you were going to grow it naturally?
Like
Who
like
were the influencers that you were listening to?
Man, that was and I mean, there wasn't really an influencer that I was listening to. It was just like the whole community itself, like all the memes in 2023 from Ewing. Like that's
Was
really
that in the Looks Maxing forums that there was promotion of mewing, or was it through just mewing YouTube channels and Dr. Mew and other people talking about tongue posture?
I think it was a combination of everything, really. Like forums, TikTok, really everybody talking about it, and I really got sold on mewing and thought that it was some revolutionary, like, oh my god, I'm gonna mew and I'm gonna become Chad. And then I realized, like, when I got into mewing, I realized, what the hell? I've been doing this since birth. I've always been mewing. Like, I've always had proper tongue posture since I was young. So it's like I thought that like it can really change somebody, which it can, but they have to be extremely young for mewing to actually work. So that's kind of how it all started, thinking that mewing could change your face and like sculpture you, which is obviously not the case.
Do you have an opinion on, like, say, Oscar Patel and some of the
Yeah,
transformations that come out of his community?
those are really funny because he claims to like the thumb pulling stuff and that actually changes your face, but from what I've seen, it's just angles and lighting. That's all they're doing with the photos. The
Can you
before and
describe
afters.
what do you mean by that? What type of angles can show those sorts of deltas?
It's really hard to describe,
Are
but
you
like
talking about jutting, or are you talking
yeah,
about
yeah, jutting or like the way you take the photo to make your mandible look longer or your maxilla look more projected.
like
Covering your
you just go like this?
yeah, something like that exactly, or like you tilt your head up like this. Look, guys, my
Yeah,
mandible got
right.
longer. So there's a lot of techniques you can do to prod forward growth, right? There's many ways to do it.
Do you
that
think
I've
they
noticed.
believe there's been forward
Yes,
growth, or
yes, for sure. They definitely believe it, and I honestly thought that myself when I began looks maxing. I thought that it's possible to do this stuff, but then I realized, like, with like really deep research in terms of like photos and really comparing the photos to get the two photos before and after, I really noticed like there's no change. It's just the lighting, the angle, and maybe like they have some hair that cover that helps them look better. So it's just basically what I'm trying to say is they just soft maxed.
right? Yeah. So, is there a term in the Looks Maxing community of when you become based to the fact that mewing doesn't actually change bone structure? Is that a kind of black pill?
I mean, I guess like you're not coping anymore. I suppose.
So the saying would be mewing is cope.
I guess so. Yeah, you mean it's cope, and it is true to a certain extent, but I wouldn't go as far as say it's cope. But it is cope after the age of like 14, I'd say.
Yeah, I've often said, and I say so in my book, that mewing is necessary, but it's not sufficient. Meaning you have to do it, but it's not actually enough all by itself.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And basically, my thesis is that mewing is good for soft tissue development. I think it can help tone the neck. It can help tone the tissues under here. It can help tone the face. If you're lean, you can especially start seeing those differences. Even just going from being a mouth breather to a nose breather is a massive ascension in terms of the way you look, even without any actual bone change. But you're not going to change the way your skeleton looks on a cone beam CT, for example, through mewing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely. Mewing is definitely something that, like, I still mew to this day. Like, it's just a natural posture, right? Like, it's not like I'm gonna stop mewing because it's cope, right? It's mouth posture. You gotta keep it for the rest of your life to maintain the structure you have. Because if you do mouth breathe, there's a possibility of you actually having some, like, growing downwards, getting down growth. So it's possible, but yeah, mewing is not completely cope, but it is definitely cope compared to what others talk about it, like how effective it is.
Yeah, cope when it comes to skeletal change, not cope when it comes to soft tissue change.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So the surgeries that I talk about on my channel are things like MMA, double jaw surgery, Bimax, all those being the same thing. And of course, there's different segues of that. There's segmental Leforts, there's multi-piece mandibles, there's genioplasties, there's facial implants. Then I also talk about MARPE, and that comes in a million different flavors. Also, I talk about soft tissue nasal surgeries, septoplasties, turbinate reductions, sinus surgeries. Those are more on the health side of things, of course, because my channel is very health focused. What surgeries am I missing when it comes to the total scope of luxmaxing facial surgeries? And are there luxmaxing surgeries done below the neck? Of course, people have heard about leg extension. I don't know if that's actually ever really done. Have there been people that actually did that? I don't actually know. But tell me, what are the surgeries that you talk about that I don't talk about?
I would say we talk about very similar surgeries. I really talk about jaw surgery being the biggest factor, and how I advocate that literally everybody would need one for an aesthetical change to look better, pretty much. I mean, there are obviously cases where they need functioning as well, but if, like, most people on the planet need some kind of jaw surgery for more forward projection, for better breathing as well, probably. As like, there's many. Jaw surgery is a whole rabbit hole, right? But I would say that, I mean, I guess like nose jobs, things like that. I mean, we talk about the same things pretty much, like, that I've noticed from watching your videos. We talk about the same surgeries, and like jaw surgery, implants. I guess, I mean, it's pretty much the same things that we talk about, I would say.
Yeah. Do you think clavicular needs the jaw surgery?
I mean, yeah, that's a good question. That's a funny one because, he doesn't necessarily need it, right? But he wants to ascend, and it can ascend him. Just the way he's doing it, I don't think is going to, like, it's riskier, and he's doing too much, I would say. Like, he wants to get a Lefort 1 and BSSO, and then I think a genioplasty as well, and then implants alongside that, and a rhinoplasty. Like, all that together, it's a lot.
How do you know that he wants to do all that? I've never heard him talk about it in those details.
I have seen a lot of clips and of him talking about his surgery, and obviously I've seen the scans of, like, the actual implants and the movements of how it looks and stuff of that nature.
Is Giant doing those?
Yes, correct. Giant.
So did Giant publish those somewhere? Or
yes, he published them on his Instagram story.
Did he label them as clavicular, or is it sort of insider baseball that you know?
Clavicular reposted the exact implants that the Giant implants posted on his story on Instagram.
Do you think that clavicular really understands hard maxing? Because sometimes when I hear him talk about it, I'm like, dude, did you just learn about this shit yesterday? Because, like, he calls it the upper maxilla.
Yeah, dude.
And the lower mandible. And no, I'm not. Look.
No, dude, it's so funny because, like, when he said that on the podcast, I'm like, upper maxilla, bro. What is the upper maxilla?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, there is an upper max. I mean,
there is.
If you're talking about the mid face, I guess that is the upper maxilla. But I think he just means the upper jaw.
Upper jaw. Yeah.
And so when I heard him kind of being a little bit iffy with the jargon, then I was like, damn, he might be kind of rushing into this a little bit. But am I wrong about that, or is it because I know? Do you guys know each other?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, we follow each other on social media, and I've been on his Twitch stream, on his kick streams a few times. It's like for clips, really.
Oh,
So
sick.
we have a bit of a like we have talked a little bit. Like we know each other from like back in 2023, I would say. But we
From the
never
forums, or
not the forum. I never was on the forum, but more from TikTok. But we never really spoke together. We just knew each other, just
yeah,
mutuals.
yeah. Just rubbing shoulders in the Looks Maxing community on social media.
Pretty much. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's a fun community to be in.
yeah. It
There's not a
is.
lot of infighting in this community yet, and I hope there never is,
Yeah,
because I
same.
think we all have a lot more in common than we do differences. Except of course when it comes to the mewing influencer aspect of it, and that
Yeah,
sort of salesy stuff. I should probably not say too much more because I don't want to ascribe bad intentions where they don't exist.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I've been wrong about stuff too in the past,
Of
and
course.
especially the younger you are and early in your mewing career, there's a honeymoon phase where you're like, wow, I'm going through this transformation, and you can really swallow hook, line, and sinker the belief that it's going to really change your bone structure. So I try to be charitable and I try not to diss anyone, but it is a core difference in this space is sort of people who say, oh no, jaw surgery is evil. You don't need jaw surgery. You just need to mew, because that can actually be a pretty dangerous idea if it leads people into the wrong thing, such as expanders like ALF and other tooth-borne expanders that people think are sort of like mewing on steroids, but then they end up just damaging your teeth. So I don't love that stuff, but at the same time, I wish everyone well, and I truly think that it's not a matter of scamming or anything like that. It's just a matter of not knowing yet what the reality is.
Yeah.
But so is he really going to do the surgery? Is Clavicula going to do it? Because I feel like he's kind of walking it back at this point. Like
Yeah.
when the other day I heard him say, "Oh, it just takes time. You know, you really want to get it right." But that's not really true because yeah, it takes time, but it takes like 90 minutes maybe to do VSP at a really high level. I mean, surgeons do VSP in 15, 20 minutes
Yeah,
normally.
yeah. I mean,
So it doesn't take months to do like a good VSP. But what's going on there? Do you know?
I don't know exactly, but I have a feeling that because of all the fame that he has, all the status now, all the money, he could get it, but he's scared that it might go wrong because of the amount that he's doing. Like I said, like he's doing a lot, right? Like if I was him, like I would still do it. Like I would just get a jaw surgery and then implants and then myoplasty just to make it more safe and recovery. But he wants to get it all in one surgical, a session, right? Which is a lot. But besides that, he's famous now. He's clavicular, so I feel like his drive to do it after getting all the attention from all the females, every creator talking about how attractive he is, he's kind of like, is this really what I want to do? Is it
Yeah.
worth the risk?
I hope he doesn't do it.
I mean, I don't know if I, in a way I hope, but at the same time I don't because he can be like a way for me to see like how things actually go for him and if
Yeah.
it works out. But at the same time, I'm happy for him and what he has, gathered so far with success. So I don't know if it's a good idea.
When I hear him sounding like he's maybe backing out a little bit, I think that's because he's actually a really smart guy. And I think he knows that he's playing with fire. And I think that maybe he's gone down the virtual surgical planning process a little bit and he realizes, holy shit, this is way more complicated than I was maybe initially led to believe. Getting some of these movements perfect, there's really no way of knowing if they are right or wrong, especially knowing how the soft tissue is going to react. And it's kind of a gamble, and why fix what's not broken? And I don't think he probably doesn't have much of an airway problem. So it really would be just a cosmetic enhancement
Cosmetic,
thing.
yeah.
And I just think he's a smart guy, and maybe he's realizing this is fucking dangerous. This is dangerous. This is a dangerous game to be playing, to be, maybe being able to tolerate a couple millimeters on each jaw,
Mm.
not much more,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe 4 or 5. You know, maybe 3 on the maxilla with a little bit of rotation. I mean, I haven't seen his CBCT, but and then maybe 6 on the mandible, which is
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
lot. That's a small surgery. That's
Yeah,
a
it
small
is.
surgery.
What's like the standard like millimeters for like a functional jaw surgery for like sleep apnea? Do you know?
I don't know if I would say there's a standard because it all depends on the starting point.
Right,
The
right, right.
change that you're going to get depends on where you're starting at. But let's say, as a rule of thumb, maybe a functional jaw surgery tends to involve at least a centimeter on the mandible. The
Yeah,
maxilla can vary wildly because the maxilla, there's rotation and advancement involved.
yeah,
And so for patients that need lots of rotation, there's less advancement. For patients that don't need as much rotation, there's more advancement. But on the mandible, a centimeter. But I've seen less and I've seen way more. I've seen 2.5,
oh,
3 centimeters, and I've seen
wow.
7, 8 on the mandible. Like, for example, my surgery, and you could say that I'm less recessed than your typical jaw surgery patient, although it's deceiving because I actually just have really fat lips and hypertrophied masseter muscles. My jaws aren't as good as maybe they look with my, high focal length camera setup and all that. But, my movements were going to be something like 5, 6 on the maxilla with a little bit of rotation, not much, maybe 1 or 2 degrees, whereas a big rotation would be something like 8 to 10 degrees. So I would be a fifth or a quarter of the normal rotation of a really downswung maxilla. And then my mandible was going to be something like 7, 8. So
Yeah.
sub 1 centimeter, pretty small surgery, but I think clavicular would probably be half of mine.
Yeah, it's likely that it's true. He has good facial aesthetics. I mean, and from like a perspective of facial harmony, he has very good facial harmony in general, and he would only need a very small advancement on his maxilla and his mandible to really, get to that Frankfurt plane line that you want to get to for like no recession. So it would have to be, yeah, only a few millimeters at the maxilla, and same with the mandible, like not that much that he would need actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I feel like he's a good guy in terms of like he knows what he's talking about, but he doesn't know really what he's talking about. And when I say that, I mean like he's a good person to go out in public and talk to about hard maxing, about looks maxing, and these like basic ones, like surface level information. But when you go deeper, then he loses himself a little bit. I would say he doesn't really know what he's talking about, especially with the surgery that he wants to get with all these movements and all these implants. I don't think he understands how risky this actually is. It's truly like when I saw it the first time, I thought this guy is absolutely insane. How can someone think of it? And I'm somebody who is very black pilled in the sense of like I promote a lot of crazy extreme things for people, like implants and like hard maxing, like jaw surgery and whatever. So I don't think he really understands the game the way most like hardcore black pillars do, like myself. Because I feel like I have done, like when he says, "Oh, I've done years of research," I feel like he just went on a forum, he saw a bunch of people talking about it, and that's his research, right? And
Yeah.
like that's kind of like relatable to me because it was kind of similar to me. Like I just was browsing on the internet, I learned these things, and I did some small research here and there, and then listening to other people who are more like informational. So yeah, he definitely has some weak spots when it comes to knowledge for the facial aesthetics niche, looks
Yeah.
maxing, hard maxing, all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I guess I think he's smart enough to know that I think he knows what he doesn't know. I just have a
Yeah,
sneaky suspicion that he's a very high IQ guy and that he kind of somewhere deep down has realized that he's in the danger zone here.
yeah. I mean, especially now that he's like so famous, like I feel like he's really reconsidering it. I mean, probably like the amount of like for because you have to look at it from this perspective, right? Look at this. If you see his streams, he's always with girls, 10 girls in the background. He's streaming. He's like gambling money. People are donating and chatting and talking about him. He's getting clipped by 100 people on TikTok and Instagram. People want to collaborate with him. Podcast like he has so much attention right now.
Mm.
Like the last thing he's thinking about is getting surgery and getting like really changing his face and then basically having to cover his face for months because it's gonna be swollen and he's gonna look worse.
Yeah, yeah, certainly he would not do the surgery in the midst of all
Yeah,
of this wave of momentum that he has now, because
yeah.
the swelling would force him to shut down, and it would just meme like crazy, and probably not a good way.
Yeah, it wouldn't be because people would make fun of him, like, "Oh my God, look at him, he looks so stupid." And like he would, like, I think he talked about how he wanted to cover his face, but like you can't be covering your face when you're at your peak of your content creation. You can't do that.
Yeah,
You gotta show your face.
yeah,
So it's really hard for him to like just get the surgery done and hide his face. And like he was talking about how he wanted to hide it and like do a big reveal, but still like you gotta this is your peak, man. You can't waste it on just getting a surgery and then like covering your face for months just to like look slightly different or maybe even uncanny afterwards. Who knows? You know how he would look like.
it made me think of the dream reveal from a few years
Oh
ago.
my.
And I'm just imagining
Oh,
Caligula
dude.
doing a reveal and it being a total fucking botch.
Oh man.
And I'm just like, he's probably thought about that too. He
Yeah.
probably thought about the dream reveal and was like, wow, I guess it could be an incredible reveal and it could kind of go like that if the surgery's not perfect. What's the deal with Giant? Do you know Giant? Is Giant a good influence on Clavicular, or is Giant just trying to get the business and the big name client? What's the story there? Does Giant know what he's doing? Have you seen his results? Like, because I don't know if I have. I mean, I've seen his write ups, some of the stuff on his Instagram. The implants truly do look giant. They do.
Yeah.
But like for example, last week I had a client who had peak implants done not through Giant. Full transparency, Giant did not design them, and this guy had to have his peak removed because they were too fucking big, and it just didn't look right. He didn't like the way it looked, and it was uncanny. So I do wonder if Giant truly understands subtle beauty, subtle surgeries, or if it's just sort of like the Universal Studios of facial aesthetics where bigger is better. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Giant. Full disclosure, I like Giant. What do you think?
What do I think about Giant? It's a good question. I've done a lot of research on him as well, like off like camera, you could say, like with my friends. He's an interesting guy. Like a lot of things that he talks about seems super nice and super cool, but also like looking at it, like he seems like also like a crazy guy. And I don't know if I agree with him because I've seen a lot of botches from him, like a lot of botches on like the forums, on the Discord and stuff like that. And I don't know if I like him or dislike him exactly because he claims to be a designer, but then I go to his stories on Instagram and I see him touching the maxilla, touching the orbital bones, whatever he's touching on the face, like during the surgery. It's like is a designer supposed to do that mid surgery? Is that legal to do? I'm not sure, right? Like that's my question about Giant. But he seems like somebody who knows, because he's doing these implants and he's helping clavicular and whatnot. But I don't know if he's actually as smart as he claims, and his surgical, his implants are extreme. So it's really hard to say if I like him or not, or which way I'm leaning towards, because there are many good things I've heard about him, but also many bad things I've heard about him. And like him spending time on a forum so much kind of like makes me think that does he really know what he's talking about? Because the way I imagine people spending on the forum is like they're not smart. They're just looking for validation or for attention. People that spend time there are very stupid in my opinion. They're like they're not very educated and they don't know what they're talking about. Like I sometimes go on there and I see people just talking about bullshit. It's like so. A Pepe spending time on a forum sounds like a botch job to me a little bit.
Mm, mm, mm. Now, where do you get your laws of aesthetics from that help you determine what facial changes need to happen to a person? Do you have a system for that? Do you use a certain algorithm or software to determine facial beauty and how someone needs to change and the lines that a person needs to hit in order to be ideal? Or do you just sort of rough it with your eye? What's your system for that? Do you have one?
I think both. I use Harmony like measurements a lot to determine whether or not they need some kind of mandibular like advancement or maxillary advancement. And this, I look at their face. I'm pretty good with visuals. I'm pretty good with like that kind of stuff. So I look at their face and I can immediately like think of in my head, okay, they need jaw surgery, they need rhinoplasty, they need some malar implants. So like that's kind of how I do it when it comes to that. So it's a combination of both, I would say.
And do you actually formalize it and draw it on paper? And do you have a specific way of doing that? Do you have a software you use, or again, is it just sort of rough?
I typically use like some like Photoshop kind of software to like morph the photo itself to see how it looks like and try to make sure it doesn't look unnatural, because the whole point of hard maxing is to look natural. It is not to look like, some like Shrek, like the handsome not Shrek, sorry, what handsome Squidward, that's what it was, like
Yeah.
things like that. Like I try to make it look natural. So I look at that. That's the main thing I focus on as well. Like people coming to Lux Maxing, coming to Hard Maxing, they think, oh, like they're gonna just look bad. But like I focus on them looking natural and the after photo, like in the morph. So I look at the photo, I adjust accordingly. Get a maxillary advancement or mandible advancement or chin or brow ridge. A lot of people like that, especially, by the way. The brow ridge is definitely something people like. So that's what I do. I use Photoshop to like morph it and see how it looks like. And then I also sometimes even measure the after photo to see if it's in the ideal range or not for the measurements for side harmony or front harmony.
What are some of the key harmony metrics in looks maxing?
I mean, the biggest ones are like eye space, like ESR, like eye separation ratio, like the interpupillary distance divided by your zygomatic distance.
So the ratio of the center of the eyeballs to the center of the zygomas,
No. The other at the edges, like
the edges.
Yeah, like the
Okay.
the width of your skull essentially compared to your interpupillary distance, and then we have things like facial thirds, canthal tilt, the famous one. Like, oh, you have a positive canthal tilt.
Can you describe both of those for us, basically,
So
just
facial
generally?
thirds is like, this is the upper third, this is the middle third, this is the lower third, and then the tilt, canthal tilt, is basically the corners of your eyes, like the from the medial canthus to the outer canthus. If it's like positive, if it's neutral, if it's negative. So that's the main ones for the front, and the side is like a gonial angle. This right here.
Mm.
Mandibular plane angle is same thing. You just it's kind of like on the mouth line right here, like this. I use the Frankfurt plane a lot to see how much recession they have. Facial
Can you describe
convexities.
that for us? What does that mean?
So it kind of goes like from the ear right here to the infraorbital bone right here,
Okay.
and then it's like a line that you put right here to on your nose bridge to see how much recession you have from your chin, like right here, pretty much. Kind of hard to explain from it's easier to show on like a photo and like
Yeah.
doing the measurement itself. But that's like one I use a lot. But also like facial convexities are pretty important. The ones that are like from here to the brow ridge to the nasal bone. We have to the upper to the subnasal to the glabella. Like there's so many different measurements from the side, from the front that you can do. Also facial width to height ratio is really important. Basically the front from front, it's like it's from the glabella or the mid brow to the upper lip, and also the zygos, and then also total facial width to height ratio. So from the hairline to the chin, and then from one zygomatic to the other. So there's many different kind of measurements that are really important for setting facial aesthetics. But also one thing I would like to add about it is people like don't take good photos. You have to take proper photos for it to be accurate, and that's why I don't really like to work with people who don't take proper photos, because it's a key thing for really understanding how you look like in real life and how things will be in real life, the results. So, for
How do you
example,
take proper photos?
the best way to take proper photos is with a professional camera, with a 50 millimeter lens to 85 millimeter lens is the proper lens amount that you need for proper photos, and like, ideally 1080p, or 1440p or like 4K, quality photo. And that's the best way to see how you look like, because that's basically a reflection of how you look like in real life. So with that, you can really see and gauge your attractiveness from facial harmony perspective, and other facial harmony, other facial stuff like dimorphism, your angularity, and your miscellaneous features. All these things are the best determined with a proper photo. Like this camera right here, it's not that great. Like I'm just using it for like streaming and for like this podcast. But if I want to have the best, like to look the best, I would take a professional camera and use that to look my best. And for the measurements and for harmony. But yeah, it's a big rabbit hole when it comes to that, because I've done a lot of analysis when I do before and afters. I do my analysis for my photo with my phone. I take a regular phone picture of my phone, and I try to measure the photo, and I see the distortion of the measurements. My face gets narrower. My eyes get wider set. My face gets longer. What else? Like there's my nose gets wider. There are so many like different key measurements that are so important to get them perfectly. If you don't get them, and if it's distorted by your phone, you can't really know how attractive you are and what your measurements are. So you have to be very accurate with that. So that's something I really advocate for, and that's why I use my own professional photos as an example to showcase. Because, for example, all my professional photos, I can show you on my phone, maybe even 1 second.
Are these like some of the images on your Instagram page?
Kind of. These are like straight shots of me. I guess I can show like this one, for example. This one is a professional photo of me, and it has perfect distortion. There's nothing wrong with it, and it just showcases how my face is a lot wider and more dimorphic. Jaw is like wider, neck is, everything just becomes wider. Like for example, my right temporals aren't as wide. They're more narrowed, more masculine. The nose, it gets a little bit thinner, not as wide. The face gets shorter.
You're saying the key is the focal length of the camera to minimize distortion that's created by wider focal length lenses that are not like what the eye actually sees.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's really important, really, really important.
Yeah, of course.
Like
I'm a big believer in that. I mean,
your camera, exactly.
Yes. I'm using a 55 millimeter focal length lens on a full frame camera from 8 feet away.
That's amazing. That's the ideal, criteria for proper photos. So like, let's say we take a photo of you now, front and side, and I measure you and I give you like surgical recommendations, or like I morph you, it would be accurate to how it is in real life, and it would look more natural.
I prefer an even higher focal length, actually. I prefer 75 or 85 for true sharpness.
Yes.
But at that focal length, you start to wonder if it's actually artificially too sharp. It makes you look actually better than you look in real life after a certain point, right?
Yeah. I think I've also had photos on the 85 millimeter focal length as well, lens, yeah.
So... yeah, I don't know, but if I were to use an 85 instead of a 55, I'd have to put the camera probably 10 feet or 12 feet away instead of just 8 feet away. And then because right now my computer monitor that I see you on is 6 feet away. Yeah. It's huge. It's a 37-inch display, just so that, No, I have a whole setup here. And there's only so much space that you can occupy with a big giant desk to optimize the focal length of your camera, right? So I think I found maybe like a middle ground, but I think let's call it the 50 to 85 millimeter focal length is sort of where you want to be in order to get lifelike, realistic representation of what your face actually looks like. I think that's so important. I can't believe I mean, I've always been doing that. Ever since 2018, my videos have always been on a very high focal length. It used to be closer to 85 with my earlier videos, and I never knew why. I just knew that those were called portrait lenses, and I knew that they were the most flattering portraits. Like, that's what professional portrait photographers would use to take images for, like, a magazine or something. But over time, that approach has just proven to be more and more validated.
Yeah, exactly, and that's something I really talk about a lot in my like when I talk to people, I talk to read them about like this like focal length is really important. The focal like the lens of the camera of your phone, how it's not sufficient enough to take proper photos or even videos. So it's really important that you have proper lens because it will make you insecure for things that are not actually a problem on your face.
Yeah.
It really will.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've ever taken a video with my phone, a selfie like this, where I've just talked to it like on Instagram, because I
Yeah,
look like
it's
shit when I do that.
yeah. I avoid
And
that as well. I avoid that.
I don't know how so many people get away with that.
I mean, it really depends on your face as well, whether or
True.
not you like you kind of fit the lens distortion look. You know what I mean? But yeah, I also avoid taking photos and videos of me like selfie like or like arm's length away from me. Like I avoid that. Like what I usually do if I try to get I try to zoom in, zoom in and go back, or I use the back camera. 2x zoom is like the 55 millimeter or 45 millimeter, so it's closer to reality. But it's still not as good as a professional camera.
No, of course not. But to your point, it's really important if you're creating content, you have to understand your phone and you have to understand the lenses on your phone. Because, so for example, I have the iPhone 15 Pro, and it has three lenses, an ultra wide, totally useless for talking head content.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah.
that would be the most distorted. Let's call that, what is it, an 18 millimeter focal length or something, which is
Yeah.
essentially a bird's eye. I'm
Bird's eye.
sorry, a fish eye.
Mm.
And then the main camera is 24. If you get far enough away and you 2x it, it's decent.
It's decent,
So,
yeah.
and then on the in the phone app, you have 0.5x, which is the ultra wide. You have 1x main camera, 2x, also the main camera, but just optically zoomed. I'm sorry, digitally zoomed.
Did it,
So
yeah.
it's still the 24 millimeter focal length lens. And then there's a 3x on the iPhone 15 Pro, which is your third lens. It's a true optical zoom, telephoto portrait lens zoom. And so if you didn't know any better, you would just use the 2x and maybe go 6 feet away instead of using the 3x and going 10 feet away. But the 3x is actually a whole different lens, and it's a true portrait lens. So,
Okay.
yeah, again, any content creator needs to understand the lenses on their phone and then take full advantage of the actual optical zoom options available. And if there's ever one reason to upgrade to the higher end phone, and God, I hate the way Apple does those price ladders where just to get that extra lens you have to pay an extra $600 or $700. But
It's worth it,
like it
honestly.
makes I don't actually take videos on my phone, but of myself. But if you were, that would be important.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. iPhone is definitely smart with that sense. But yeah, I mean, it's really important because if you do social media, your appearance matters a lot, especially if you show your face. So you want to look your best possible in your videos, right? Like I'm trying to make money so I can, invest into a camera like yourself, like because I really do value this this issue with distortion. Because when I look at myself in this camera, I'm like, I don't look like this in real life. Like I don't look like this in the mirror, right? Like, so it's really important for me as well to make sure that everything is properly lensed, like with a proper lens, so I look the best. Because my appearance is gonna determine how much money I can make probably online.
Yeah, of
Um,
course, of
so
course,
yeah, it's really important. People are sleeping on this lens part a lot,
totally.
and that's
It's
also
complicated.
yeah,
That's why.
it is complicated. I realize that, but that's also how I got like a whole new passion for cameras. Right
Me
before
too.
I was like just lens, bro. What do you mean zooming in like different bro? Like just take a photo, man. Like
Yeah,
what's the matter? But now
yeah.
like I've gone so deep the rabbit hole. I understand how it works. I'm like, oh my god, this actually matters a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun hobby.
It is. I love it honestly, and I
Yeah.
really want to get into photography sometime in the future.
I buy all my stuff used as well. There's great websites for buying used camera. Even on Amazon, you can get great lens deals for used stuff. And then if you turn around and sell it a few years later, you don't lose any money because you bought it at rock bottom. I think the best camera value right now is Sony A7C used. You can get it used for like $1,000, even though when it came out, just a few years ago, it was 2,000. It's a full frame Sony camera, and then you can buy a used Zeiss 55 like the one I have, or you can buy a brand new Sony 50 millimeter pancake lens, like they call it the Nifty 50, for like $250. So for under $1,500, you can have a full frame, high focal length camera that can stream and take 4K video and so on and so forth. So it can be affordable, and I know $1,500 is a lot of money, but compared to what you would pay brand new for the newest camera and the newest lens, which would be closer to $3,500 or something for
Yeah,
buying
yeah.
it all brand new and getting the latest model. But that's just a little bit of camera advice for anyone who wants to kind of get into this stuff. But anyway, that's probably enough about that. What are your hard maxing ambitions for yourself? Do you have any
Yeah,
plans?
yeah. I do have my whole like like ascension plan, you could say, that I have for like the next few years, and it might sound like a lot for people who are new to the space and whatever, but for me it sounds like just a regular walk on the park. Like this is like a regular routine. But what I want to start with is like some kind of palette flow expander, MRP, FME, whatever is necessary, because my palette is from mid face. It's narrow,
Can I
but from
see
the
the palette? Let me see a little bit more. Yeah, not super duper narrow, but looks like you almost have a little bit of dental crowding.
yeah, yeah. So the front part is like I needs to be wider, but the back is good. Like the back is wide, it's proper, but it's just
Mm.
the front that's like deficient. And the reason why I also have this theory as well is because I had braces at 12 years old, and that was a huge factor to why I'm mid-face deficient, because it literally made my nose, it gave me this dorsal hump, it made my nasal tip droopy. So like it basically recessed me essentially, and it gave me this like ugly gummy smile that I have to live with, which not have to live with for like for long, but it bugs me, and that's a reason why I don't smile much in photos and whatever, because I just hate my smile. I hate the gummy. It bugs me. It makes me frankly insecure. Um, so that's the first thing I want to get into is some kind of expander to fix the narrow palate, because I definitely feel like I could have some more space for my tongue, especially at the front. So definitely want to get into that. And after that, like that should also make my cheekbones a little bit more prominent. Like they're already very prominent as it is. Like whenever I take videos in the gym, like I can see like the OG curve and like the like the outline. Like how girls have makeup and they try to make their cheekbones more prominent, like look more like they're popping out. I get
Yeah.
that effect in the gym, like with a good lighting. So I know I have the cheekbone, like I have pretty good cheekbones, which I'm surprised over because before I didn't know that. But really getting down to low body fat levels made me realize that. So that should probably make my cheekbones more prominent as well, a bit more like striking and wider compared to my jaw width. So that's something that I am looking forward to. And obviously the smile gets wider and things of that nature. I also want to get some fat grafting to my orbital bones, so my infra and my supra, because I like orbital fat. This comes from my mom. She also lacks a lot of fat on her orbitals, so I want to fix that, make it look more youthful, because I do have eye bags. You can't really tell them by the lighting, but when I see in a mirror, I really see them and it really bugs me. I want to look more youthful, so that's a quick fix, not really that much of a risk. After that, that's when I go into the jaw surgery. I want to get a Bimax, get a bit of advancement. I don't need that much, just a little bit, just to fix I have a very slight recession from the Frankfurt plane that I mentioned before that I want to address. So a little bit of mandible lengthening and also a little bit of maxilla, but more or less just like want to rotate the maxilla upwards so I get this gummy smile goes away,
Mm.
and that would also make my upper lip show more, because I have an upper lip, but it's because of the down growth of my face, because also my gonal angle is unideal and downgrown. This makes my upper lip not show as much. And I always thought myself, I have a thin upper lip. I have to get lip fillers. I have to get a lip flip or whatever. But it just turns out I have a full lip. It's just not showing because of the downgrowth of my face from the braces that I had and probably from development as well. So I really want to get a rotation to the maxilla so my upper lip can show more, and I have better lips, so I don't have to get lip fillers or something like that, because I frankly don't want to do that. I don't want to get lip fillers. So that's my and my theory was also confirmed with like the maxilla being kind of clockwise rotation, having a rotation upwards. It does actually show the upper lip more. So my theory was correct, and that's definitely gonna be something I want to do. After that, probably rhinoplasty to just a refinement, fix the dorsal hump a little bit. Like, people think I'm gonna get this like button nose, you know, but I'm not looking to do that. I want to get a masculine, straight nose. Like, my nose is already quite masculine as it is, but it just needs some refinement on the tip, for example, dorsal hump. That's it. A little refinement just to make it more straight, more masculine. People think I'm gonna ruin my nose, but I know what I'm talking about. You know, I'm not some dumb guy. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to facial aesthetics, so I know exactly what I need and how much I need. And after that, I'll consider some implants, but probably not. Depending on if my jaw is good, like if my gonial angle improved or not, since it's not ideal, I might get some jawline implants, maybe some matter implants, depending on if the Marpi doesn't give me enough expansion of the zygos. And all this time, all the infras are not really an issue for me. My infras are pretty projected and pretty good. I have good orbital bones in general. Like, that's my really my strong suit. My bones right here. Like, I have the brow ridge pretty protrusive here. My infras are projected. The positive orbital vector, as we call it in the measurement space, looks maxing space. So I have the good orbital bones. It's just the fat that's really the issue. But most people are deficient bone-wise, right? And that's what that also causes their eyelids to droop, their canthal tilt to be less positive, all those things, right? So my bones from this area is completely fine. I just need a bit more bone maybe on my jaw, and obviously advancement, rhinoplasty. And then maybe at the end, I might consider getting getting iris depigmentation to get more colored eyes, because they're like very, very dark green. You can't really see on this camera, but whenever I take a photo, like, and I can actually maybe even show it. I took a photo recently on my phone, and I was, you know, telling people on my Instagram that like my eye is. I mean, I guess you can kind of see here. Like, there is the middle part of my eye, it's definitely brown, but the outer part is more like dark green, I would say. And this also makes sense because my dad, here's a better photo of it. Wait, let me just zoom into it. My dad has more like dark green eyes. My grandparents also have more colored eyes. So
what's your ethnicity, by the way?
I'm Bulgarian. I'm Balkan. Balkan, yeah.
Oh,
Born
nice.
there.
Where do you live?
I live in Sweden. I was born there in Bulgaria. When I was 2 years old, I moved to Sweden, and
You're in Sweden right now?
Yes, correct.
Wow.
And I've basically grown up there my whole life, but I've been to a few places, lived in Abu Dhabi, Dubai. I've been there to the UAE. I was in Turkey for a few months. So yeah, so that's kind of my whole plan.
Tell me more about this eye color changing surgery. I've heard of it.
Yeah.
What is it called?
It's like iris depigmentation, or like
So they actually
laser.
remove pigmentation?
Yeah, they remove it to reveal your true eye color that you have. Because everybody on planet Earth has colored eyes. It's been covered by the pigmentation on the iris. So they remove it.
Anyone who has, say, brown eyes, like me, for example, that would just be excess pigmentation?
I guess so, yes.
What color would my eyes be if I removed
It's completely
pigment?
up to your genetics. There's no, it's assigned at birth what you have. Because people that do
It
this.
wouldn't just be a lighter brown?
No. It would most likely be green. It could be gray. It could be blue.
My
dark
mother has
blue.
green eyes.
Okay, well then likely it can be green, like a more lighter shade of green. So this surgery is pretty remarkable. I've seen great results from it.
Who does it? Do you know anyone who does that?
I have a friend of mine who's actually going to do it very soon. It's in Mexico. They do it.
Oh, dead ass?
yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
the surgeon's name?
I don't. Not exactly sure. I haven't done too much research on it because I'm not doing it yet. But I I have some people who know a lot more than me about it, and they're getting it done um, soon.
Is
Which
it
I'm really
fairly safe?
Yeah, I've heard it's 100% safe. No one has gotten any complications from it. It's completely guaranteed. It just takes a lot of time, sessions, like 20 sessions to get to
Oh, it
sessions.
takes. It's
Yeah,
not one
yeah.
surgery. It's
No, no,
multiple
no.
sessions.
Yeah, you have to go back like every single few months to get another session, and it depending on how many sessions you get, the more of your actual iris is shown, like
Revealed.
revealed, yeah, yeah, revealed. So it depends a lot on how much you want, what kind of what kind of color you want on your eyes, um, how many sessions you do. So
Who are you going to use for your jaw surgery?
um, so that's gonna be in Italy. Italy. It will be
Which one?
yeah.
Ramiri?
Maybe. I mean, depends really. I might consult with Pagnoni or Frani, Ramiri, all of them to see which one's the best from my face. Um, but I have high trust in all those three surgeons, and I've seen many good results from them. So that's probably who I'm gonna go for.
You're not going to go to Turkey?
No, that's not the. I don't think Turkey is a good place to get surgery for jaw.
Is that where Clavicular's planning on doing surgery?
Yes, yes.
With who? Do you know?
I actually don't remember anymore, but I think, man, yeah, I don't remember. I don't think maybe he hasn't mentioned it. I don't know if he has mentioned it to
Okay.
anybody, but
Okay.
yeah, Turkey was his plan. But my plan is gonna be Italy. Italy is like I always recommend to anybody who wants jaw surgery or who I recommend jaw surgery to, go to Italy. Italy is the best place on earth for jaw surgery.
Why? Why do you say that?
Just from the reputation from all the surgeons, the results that I've seen, they're really good, and they're very consistent, and they really do ascend these people functionally and also aesthetically, and that really gives me a lot of trust in them and respect, and that's why I want to go to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of good come out of the Italian surgeons. I've seen a lot of bad too. It's just so hard to recommend jaw surgeons for people because
Yeah,
there's so much at stake.
it's true. I mean, you're not wrong. I do agree with that. Like, there's obviously bad cases for every surgeon,
Yeah,
so it's hard to really recommend
I
a
know.
specific surgeon, but that's why I just say those three, like consult with them and see what they say, kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm reluctant to recommend the Italian jaw surgeons still. I mean, I'm open-minded and
Yeah,
I think you could probably do a lot worse, but sometimes I fear that occlusion is overlooked. Like you really have to pay attention to the bite too when you plan a jaw surgery. I don't see too much of that coming out of the Italian surgeons. I feel like they gloss over it. They tend not to have a lot of respect for airway. They don't I've seen a lot of people go in with narrow palates and come out with narrow palates. I don't see a lot of segmental Leforts. They never encourage MARPI, and so people with narrow palates, they're just going to be stuck with the narrow palate. If they have a bad bite to begin with, it'll tend to probably not change that much after. Yeah, my standard for surgeons these days is like the ones who really, really focus on getting the occlusion right and setting the patient up with pre-surgical ortho. But I know, but that's because a lot of my clients are TMJD patients. A lot of them have bite disorders,
yeah,
and
yeah,
they can't afford to go through jaw surgery and not come out with like a final perfect bite. But I do see some beautiful stuff coming out of the Italian surgeons. I agree. I
yeah,
guess
yeah.
I'm just not ready to really recommend it yet
Fair
myself.
enough. Yeah,
But
yeah,
you know, there's karma associated with recommending someone see a jaw surgeon. It's like that's kind of on you when you do that. And that's why I always tell people, look, full disclaimer, it could come out great, it could not come out great. This is a fucking dangerous process.
yeah, yeah. It's true. I
You
mean,
know, I don't know what the answer is, Johan.
yeah, it's a, you're not wrong. Like there's not really an answer to the question like who should you go
Yeah.
to. That's why I just think that Italians they're the best for like what I've seen. But like there's many other ones that I've seen that are pretty good too. I can't deny that. But yeah, it's hard like for at least for myself, I know I want to go to Italy and consult with them.
Yeah.
And I've had people consult with the Italians as well. So it's
Yeah.
like it's really it's a gray zone with like who you should recommend to, and yeah, if you recommend somebody, it's like I'm recommending them. Like I'm kind of, it's like my fault if it goes wrong almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Who are you going to see for your Marpy? Do you know?
I have no idea. I have honestly no knowledge of people who do Marpy. Um,
Mm.
I've just been like looking at your channel, looking at what I should get, if it's FME, if it's Marpy. I'm not sure which one is the best one for me. That's the one thing I don't know much about in the like surgical space is like the types of expanders, the difference between them,
Oh, yeah.
and like knowing what I should get and what I should recommend other people. But also, I
Yeah.
think it depends on the age as well. I think that's for sure. Like Marpy is like more like older people, MSC is younger, and FME is like more. I don't know about FME is that much like, exactly actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, guys in their 20s are the hardest to expand. And for a guy in their 20s, you definitely want a custom Marpy or an FME with a mid palatal piezo cut just to make sure that the expander works. And then FME versus custom Marpy, I would say a rule of thumb, the bigger the expansion, the more you want FME because FME is less likely to be asymmetric, especially on the high end of the expansion totals. It has so much dimensional stability when you get really wide
Mm.
that the custom Marpies, if you get really big expansions, which by the way, it almost never looks good to get big expansions. So for looks maxing, I don't think big expansions are even on the table personally. But I mean, FME it's really expensive. It's hard to find. You basically have to go to the United States to get it. It's not available in Europe. Dr. Nuaz does go to Malaysia 4 times a year. So for people in Europe and Asia, they can go there or they can come to the United States for FME with someone like Nuaz or Dr. Manueli, and there's a few others. But, the risk with custom Marpy is it's massive, it's bulky, it has these arms that attach to your teeth. It's very uncomfortable. If it's not made right, it can cause a lot of anterior expansion as opposed to posterior expansion, that sort of dreaded V-like or Pac-Man like cone-shaped expansion, which it sounds like you actually want some of that based on the way you self-described your palate as being wide in the back but narrow in the front. Maybe you want a custom Marpy for that reason. But yeah, MSE and custom MSE, I think it's mostly for teenagers or younger. That
Yeah,
would be my nutshell breakdown
yeah,
of the expansion world right now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and in Europe, for you, you could see Dr. Claudia Pinter
Mm.
in Austria. You could see Dr. Chris Moschik in Munich, Germany. Both of them use custom Marpies of different kinds. If you wanted an FME, you could do that in New York with Dr. Nuaz, Vegas with Dr. Manueli. You could go to Florida as well. You could go to Malaysia and see Dr. Nuaz. Do you absolutely need an FME? Probably not.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to do a big expansion, bro, right?
No, no, I don't think I need a
No.
big one. Just a
No,
little
you
bit on
don't.
the front, like just a little bit.
Yeah, just maybe a quick little custom Marby. Couple millimeters,
Yeah,
4 or 5 millimeters.
four or
Dude, because
five.
you're
Yeah.
so lean. Didn't you tell me you were 10.5% body fat?
Yeah, on this camera you can't tell like my leanness very well, but I am actually like around 10%, 9% body
Wow.
fat.
Can you show us your leanness? How would you show
Yeah,
us
I
that?
guess I can like maybe this will be.
Oh my God, man. Bro, what? Dude, your pecs are really, really like very nicely shaped.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah.
What do you
I'll
do for your
just
lower pecs? Do you do dips?
um yeah, I guess so. I mean, my that's kind of just genetics, honestly.
How do you achieve that such low body fat physique?
I kind of just have the genetics parts. I would say I give my back as well.
Nice, man. Oh my gosh. Lean as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
wings, man. You have wings. You
Yeah,
gonna
the
fly
wings.
away?
Yeah, exactly. So workout routine, like I would say mostly it's genetics for like my physique, but yeah, I mean, my straight, I got
Nice, man. Yeah, your
striations.
chest looks good in that tank top.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got a pretty good upper chest as well.
You do.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
yeah. It's
Nice.
kind of the best way I can show it on this camera.
Yeah, oh, that works.
It works,
Nice,
yeah.
bro. Yeah, so what advice would you have? Like, what's your diet like?
My diet, right now, just eat whatever I want to, but it's mainly like chicken, it's rice, a little bit.
Are you on the low fat kick?
Not really. I do like fat. I like meat. I like a lot of steak. I love steak. It's probably one of my favorite meats to eat. Really, I just bought some
Clavicular
steak.
doesn't like fat.
Yeah, I mean, like
Do you think
I've
he knows what he's talking about nutritionally?
I don't think so. Not at all. He just focuses on like just staying lean. Like I mean, like I'm sure he has done some research, but I don't
He
think
seems to think that the more fat you eat, the fatter that you get.
Yeah, yeah, but that's not how it works. It's like I feel like I need more fat for energy because my energy levels are a little bit low right now, and I've
My
had a little
belief
bit.
is the more fat you eat, the more fat you burn.
That could be true as well.
You,
Could be
you got to
true.
get out of carb burning mode by getting into a ketogenic sort of lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
a low carb, high fat, high protein lifestyle. And then your body just starts burning fat 24/7 for ketones and for energy instead of burning carbohydrates.
Yeah, that's also a good way of doing it for sure. I think for some people that definitely can work. For me though, like I never struggled with like carbohydrates bloating me. Like I mean before like I when I was bulking I was bloated because I was eating so much, but like now I don't like doesn't matter what I eat like I still just burn it. I just have a fast metabolism and it doesn't really no food really like really makes me bloated. So
Not even beans.
not even I mean beans I haven't had in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can show like a video from like the gym where like my face looks a lot like you can see my face better and how like lean it is my face actually.
Yeah, it's very lean.
You see you can see the cheekbones, the
Yeah.
masseter muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot.
Tell me about your long hair. Why do you have long hair?
So I just like it, man. Like I realize long hair is like law for like looking good and appeal wise. Of course, the longer you go, the worse it gets for appeal. Honestly, I would say. But I just want like the long Troy hair. That's what I
The
want.
long what hair?
Troy from Brad Pitt. Troy.
Oh, yeah, you're there though. You did it.
Yeah, I am basically at that length now. It's a little bit hard to maintain, but because like I don't really I mean I don't use shampoo or anything like that. I just shower with water.
No
That's it.
product.
No. Just it's just my natural like oils that are like in my hair. Nothing. Same
Do
with
you
my
think
hairline.
that do you think that it's a kind of looks maxing law that long hair is just naturally more attractive?
Yeah. I mean, depending on the person, but longer hair is more attractive for sure.
Why? Is there
I
a is
just
there a just so evolutionary story for that? Does it
yeah,
indicate health or
yes, health, power, like things of that nature. A lot of like Vikings they had long hair. They used the example of like slaves; they were always bald, and like military are always bald, sign of like weakness and like because like you think about it, when somebody shaves their head, they're like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna shave my head. Oh my, what am I gonna do?" It's like it's a part of your face. It's a part of your life.
yeah?
It's like a sensor to like energy to like I don't know the gods or whatever they call
Yeah.
it for like the Vikings. So that's what I think about here.
No, it's interesting because when I used to live at a Buddhist monastery. I was sort of planning on trying to become a monk at some point. I spent a long time there, 2 years there, and we used to do this Theravada Buddhist chant on contemplating the body. And what you would do is you would chant the 32 parts of the body just so that you would see yourself just as a constitution of these random 32 parts, and it would sort of break down your sense of self that you were attached to.
Yeah.
And it it started with hair of the head. So you'd go hair of the head, hair of the body, nails, skin, blah blah blah, and you would do 32 parts. But hair of the head was the first one, and someone asked the lead monk why that was, and he basically said you start with the most attractive part of the body to break that down first,
Yeah.
and that was hair of the head.
Hair.
So, yeah, if you can remove hair of the head from your like, imagine some girl you like, and then just remove the hair off her head,
Oh.
like mentally,
No,
right?
dude, that's no,
Yeah,
dude.
isn't that a crazy meditation, right?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand that. Yeah, and that like when I do that, it's just like that's no man. Like they need hair. They need to have hair. Looks, it's important.
But it's just hair. It's just like
It's
proteins,
it's it's so crazy how like such a small detail of your face of your body really does make a big and that's also why people in the community like they fraud like they use hair a lot to like look better or they say like hair is a law,
Yeah.
things like that nature.
Yeah.
So hair is really important.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah, and
like
if you
and also how like hair is like the man's makeup as well.
yeah, one other example I think of is I don't know if you're familiar with how life was in the 1700s, but they wore a lot of wigs. Even the men wore wigs. So if you think of like the founding fathers of the United States or even statesmen in Europe at that time, in a lot of the portraits of them, they had big, long, curly hair. A lot of that was wigs,
Mm,
but they would wear these wigs just to look decent.
yeah.
And there was probably a hygiene reason for it as well. But if you see a movie like there was a show called John Adams by HBO. It documented John Adams and the American founding fathers, and yeah, they all wore wigs. It's all fake hair, and I think they did it because yeah, clearly it was associated with statesmanship and looking decent and looking better. Probably for warmth too. They probably wore them like hats, but yeah, hair is a trip. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my hair. I don't know. Do you have any advice for me with my hair?
I mean, I think it's fine now, honestly. I don't think it's too bad. Like,
Is it right on the edge?
yeah,
You
I
can
would
be
say
honest
so.
with me, bro.
No, no,
You've seen the comments on my videos. I'm used to getting ragged on. I'm the accidental looks maxing guy. Like people treat me like I'm supposed to be a looks maxer, but I'm not.
yeah, it's
Like
funny.
I'm married with kids.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
it's,
give a fuck, but
I see clips of you like people saying like, "Oh, you're this looks maxing expert." I'm like, Jaw hacked is some guy with a wife and kids, you know, living a good life,
yeah.
happy, just making videos about jaw hacks and
Yeah,
marpies and
comical botch job, yeah.
you know, comical butt stuff. Yeah, yeah. Or like, oh, you got too much expansion or whatever.
Yeah, they're not
Um,
wrong, you know. It's all true. A lot of that's true.
yeah.
But anyway, well, yeah, you think no longer, you think should I go back to having
No, no,
a
no.
bald fade with a lineup like I used to?
Oh no, dude. I think the fades, dude. They gotta stop, man. People gotta stop with the
What do you
fades.
mean? Everyone in my area that they go to the Spanish barber and they get fades.
Bro, they just look horrible, man. They look gay. So like as I like to call it. They look like it just it's almost like they look smacks too much. If that makes any sense. Like they try too hard. Like you gotta be effortless. You know how girls like photos of guy like these Tinder profiles of these men are really attractive. Their photos are always effortless. They're not trying so hard. They're just like walking and they take a picture. You know, like effortless pictures. But then you have like these other guys on Tinder. They're like posing, trying to look all good, sexy. You know, trying to be perfect. Like that's kind of how I view the haircuts. Like you're trying too hard. Just let it grow, man. Like it's not that serious, and you probably will look better anyways. Like when it's more effortless, like having
Yeah.
longer hair.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, people do so much to try to grow their hair when they don't have it. I've never had that problem, but I feel for those who have. Like I know a lot. Like I think even Clavicular, doesn't he take some shit for his hair? Finasteride or something, or
yeah, he does take a lot.
dutasteride or
Yeah, yeah,
one of
yeah.
them.
I think finasteride he takes. Yeah,
All the
What is that?
ides. I never understood anything about that stuff, but I just feel bad for people that even have to deal with that problem.
yeah. It's true. I resonate with you because I have my whole life. I've had a great hairline. You know, it's very like masculine and squared off. Like there's no reset, like no receding at all. It's squared. It's great. I'm very blessed to have the hairline that I have. Um, so like when I imagine people struggling with their hairline, I'm like, damn, bro, like you struggle with having hair on your head. Like that's like a default for me. Like I don't even have to think
Yeah.
about my hair in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, just
What do you
like,
think of what do you think about death?
oh man.
Do you think about the fact that someday you're going to get old and you're not going to be attractive anymore and you're going to have to
Oh.
wither away and die?
I mean, it's a damn. That is a big one. It's a good big question, and I'm not really scared of death. Really, I think it's just a part of life. You know, it is what it is. Happens to all of us at the end of the day. Can't control it. So why stress about something that we can't really control? Um, but yeah, like the whole like attractiveness part about it. You know, as long as you like, there are many men who would look really good in their late 50s and 60s. You know, because
But what about in their late 80s?
well, that's probably like the gray zone where like you can't really do much about it. Like it's just like you're just so old, regardless of what you do, you're just gonna look bad. So, like maybe by then you might have to, compensate with like money and stuff like that, status, things like that. Like Donald Trump, for example, he's not attractive anymore, but he has all the money in the world. Everybody knows him. Like he can get anybody he wants to, really. You
Do
know
you
what I
think
mean?
women would sleep with Donald Trump?
I think that 100% would, just for the fact that he's Donald Trump. He is that's him. Like that's not like some bum, right? I think people.
No, definitely not a bum.
Yeah, not a bum. So
He's the alpha of us all.
yeah,
He's the King
he's
Mogger, isn't he?
you could call it that. You can call him that,
Love
honestly.
him or hate him.
Yeah, literally. Like I don't hate him. I don't love him either. But like he is a mugger for sure.
Like
Like
Genghis Khan, I don't necessarily love him, but he was a Mogger, yeah?
I mean, he had a lot of sex. Yeah, a lot of
The
like
statistics on his descendants is nuts. Me,
I've seen.
either
Yeah,
me or you, one of us is probably related to him.
yeah. It's yeah, like 1 in 4 people or whatever. 1 in 5 people. I don't know how what's just. I mean, something crazy
Something
like
like
that.
that.
It's a lot of people that are descended from Genghis Khan. So yeah,
Yeah.
like, that's when like attractiveness doesn't matter as much anymore. Being facially attractive, it's about having wisdom when you're that old. In my opinion, just being a good man, being representative of a real masculine man. Um, because you can't rely on that. It's time to like what's the next thing, right? And that's money and status and like fame. That's like what you can kind of that's like your backbone really for life, like Andrew Tate, for example. He's also someone like who is not really attractive facially, but he can probably get a lot of all the women he wants to, because he is, I mean, he's taller as well. He's a tall guy, like 6'3" or whatever. But he has status, he has all the other things that he needs to be able to get what he wants, right? So it's really important when you get older that you have that. But once up until like 60, 70, I would say, you can rely on your attractiveness quite heavily to succeed in life, because the bone mass is still prominent. You're not losing bone mass at that age, really, still.
Yeah. But like what about if the world fails you and lets you down? Like what about if shit hits the fan and society falls apart? Or what about if you get accused of some crime and all your stuff gets taken away and you don't have money or status or looks anymore? Like is there anything in this world that we can sort of have a relationship with, or that we can connect with, that goes beyond worldly success? Or do you think looks maxing is essentially an affirmation of worldliness and an embracing of worldliness, and it's a kind of saying, hey, look, this world is what there is, so let's make the most of life in this world? Or do you personally, and you can maybe speak to the looks maxing community at large, but also for yourself, do you ever invest in some kind of non-worldly investment just in case? Because all of this does have to fall apart eventually, inevitably, one way or another, whether it's through aging, illness, death, or whether it's through catastrophe.
Uh, Man, um, it's a deep question as well about like what would I do, and what would happen if you don't really have these things, and like that's kind of how the world is in reality. Sometimes you just can't do anything about it, and you just have to accept the reality of the world. Like that's kind of the brutal black pill, like just accepting reality. That's what the black pill is about. The determinism, and it's about accepting the reality of the world and how nature is operating. And sometimes you can't control certain things. So you know, just being with people you love is probably the best thing I can say there. Like just finding somebody, a partner who you can enjoy your time with, or just being with family, and friends, and just keeping yourself occupied and busy. Because if you stop being busy, you kind of like lose yourself, your body, your mind. You gotta keeping occupied your whole life.
Mm,
Otherwise, you will lose yourself, and you will
mm,
literally become dumber day by day. So you really have to use your brain constantly, or else you will get into this area where you're not gonna want to continue living anymore. Because
mm.
what's the point of like living is to be happy with family, and to do something you love. Do have a passion, and build that passion, and just do the things you enjoy in life. That's what I how I view it, and that can be so many things, you know. Um, Painting. I mean, for people who are older, typically like they like to do like more older things, you know, like more like ancient things. So yeah, just enjoying time with family, and trying to keep busy, trying to keep busy.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that physical attractiveness is the most important thing to look for in a partner, like a woman?
Um, I mean, right now probably yes, and current standards, I would say.
For a wife, though?
For a wife, I mean, it's like in a way yes, but in a way no. It's actually a hard question that I still haven't been able to find the answer to because I'm 21 and
Yeah.
I am still growing up and I'm still trying to figure out what I want in a partner. Do I
Mm.
want them to be attractive, but do I want them to be like super intelligent and know what I want and like be able to support me, be like a housewife or whatever. It's a question I still haven't been able to answer myself. But I mean, both things are really important to me. Um, and like with how women are today, like I can't I don't see myself in having a real relationship with a woman in today's standards. Women are just for me they seem super boring and unintelligent and honestly like a waste of my time honestly. So finding a quality girl who I could spend time with is going to be extremely hard. Maybe like in Eastern Europe you could find that, you know, but even there in Eastern Europe, it's still collapsing. The world is like, the world is collapsing in everywhere pretty much. The
Like,
and
what do you mean collapsing? Like the cultures are being westernized and the women are becoming less traditional? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like yeah, exactly. People are becoming more promiscuous, especially like women. I would say with the amount of attention they get, the amount of options they have with the dating market that we have today. That's their mindsets with life and like I saw this lady on Instagram a reel, and it was this study that um, of young people and like what they wanted to do into the future, and it was about men and women, the difference between what they want in their future, and the men wanted kids, they wanted like something that's like they want to be a father, right? But and that was like their top thing that they wanted a family, you know, like something like that. But the top thing for a woman was a job and a career. You know how like that's insane to me. Like you are the one that creates the child, not me.
Yeah.
But you want to have kids less than me. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's not how the world's
Yeah.
supposed to operate. Like
Yeah.
you're supposed to be the one that wants to have kids. You're the one who's gonna be carrying that child for 9 months and then probably carrying it in your arms for 10 years. Like how am I like I'm the one who's supposed to go outside and work and like make the money to have to afford a good house, to be clean and to be warm, to have good food. You know, that's my job in the relationship as a man. But yours is to be, you know, the caretaker, right? That's what women
Mm.
are, caretakers, and women are the ones who are best with kids. Then they know kids the best, you know. But men are
Yeah.
not as good with kids as women are at all. Like I feel that's
No, we're
true.
not built for that.
No, we're
No.
not. You know, like men are built to be surrounded by other men and building an empire, building a bond and creating something big and making money, building a like you know getting wealth. And women's I feel like women's job like is more like being a caretaker, being with her children, being with other women, talking about like just regular like shopping. Oh, you wanna eat this food or you wanna go to this shop, you know. But men are more like we just talk shit, you know. We kind of just don't care. So like but like that's not to say that like men that women are worse or men are better or whatever. We're both good in our own ways, um, and that's important to like to mention that because people will like think that I'm like a sexist or whatever, thinking that women are like below us and shit like that. But we have different roles in life. We
Yeah. Well,
can't we can't be the same.
the children need to be taken care of by somebody,
Yeah,
right? And it's either going to be the man or the woman or both, right? Uh, and it's like, well, as a man, you have to ask yourself, can you tolerate that? Can you spend, let's say, 8 hours a day, Monday through Sunday, hanging out with kids, entertaining them, playing with them, carrying them around, taking them out on walks, taking them to the grocery store, quelling them when they're upset, feeding them, breastfeeding them. Well, obviously, you physically can't do that. Waking up with them in the middle of the night 3, 4, 5 times. That's the reality of having children. And either you have to do it or she has to do it, or you have to split it 50-50. But I think that's why so few people are having kids, is because they think that when you have kids as a man, you have to like take that on. You have to change your lifestyle to now raise this bratty little stinking, you know, pain in the ass kid.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think women feel the exact same way. They don't want to do it either, generally.
And that nowadays, I would say that's definitely the case.
Yeah,
Nowadays.
but I've known many women, including my wife, who, when they did start doing that, they became really, really happy doing it. And I also think there's a big problem around the culture not holding that into high enough prestige. It's not considered prestigious to be a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, true.
It's not even considered work, even though it's a huge amount of work. And I just think it's a big problem. Yeah, it's a big problem that faces people that are looking to get married and have families. I don't know what the answer is. At scale, I don't know what the answer is, and I'm not trying to necessarily solve that problem at scale. But yeah, any individual guy who wants to get married has to definitely be thinking about that and about what that social contract between husband and wife is going to look like when it comes to waking up at night and feeding the kids and being with the kids during working hours, and who's going to be the breadwinner, and is there going to be a nanny? Is there going to be daycare? Do you want to send your kid to daycare at age 1 so that the wife can work as well? But then it's like also very economically difficult to only have one parent working too. So it's fucking hard, man. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but
It's true.
it's hard to raise a family now and have everyone be happy and have it work. I feel so grateful that I've been able to pull it off for at least, the last 2 years. I love my life. I love it. I love being a dad. I couldn't have chose a better woman. She's such a great mom. She does exactly the way you described. She's the mother. I'm the father. She's the child taker. I'm the breadwinner. Although I spend a huge amount of time with the kids too. And I'm not going to get too much into how it's all managed, but it's something people have to think about.
Yeah, I think what you have is very beautiful. It really is. And I admire that. I wish I can have a lifestyle like yours, being able to like make money and support my family and just live a good life. Because that's, I mean, it is a traditional mindset, but I do believe a traditional lifestyle is really the key to happiness for a family.
Yeah, I do too. I think family is the key to happiness in general.
Family is important. It's really important. You gotta cherish them for like all the time you have with them, because one day they're all gonna be gone.
Yeah, well, hopefully I'm gone first, but yeah, but yeah, I'm kind of working with this philosophy now that because when I had kids, I got so much happier just automatically, even though objectively my life got much harder, and I've been trying to understand why. And it's almost like, I don't know if you've ever been camping, but when you go camping, you don't have any of your shit. It's cold, there's bugs, it's hard to get food, it's hard to get water, and yet somehow you just feel happier. Like, even though your whole mission is to just stay warm, build a fire, filter water, cook food. If you cook food, it's a miracle. It's like, oh, we made a fire, we cooked meat, we're eating, we're gonna not be hungry tonight. And you just feel so happy, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, why the fuck does that make sense? It doesn't make sense on paper, but in reality, it's what you feel. You feel at peace. And then the next day when you get out of the woods and you turn your phone back on, you're like, oh, fuck, back to this bullshit, right?
Oh, man.
And then having a family is the same. It's like, oh, I'm not sleeping as much. All my free time is gone. I'm just with the kids. Whenever I'm not really seeing my friends much anymore. I barely have time to work. I have all this financial stress. And yet I'm happier somehow. It's kind of like the going to the woods thing. It's unexpected, but it's the truth. And so I've been trying to understand why. And it's like, the only explanation I can think of is it's just back to what's natural and what's in accordance with God's law and natural law. So I think we're not meant to be in this civilization, really. The civilization is kind of a warping of the way life is supposed to be. I think we're supposed to be living a more primitive, basic life where we take it one day at a time. We just focus on getting food and warmth and doing our day's labor and not overworking and kind of being in nature and being in the weather and being outside a lot. And I think this indoor living internet stuff is fucking way unnatural. But then also in accordance to God's law, God is a creator. God created us. He's like our father. Even in religion, we say like God the Father. We're like his children. He's like our parent. And then it says that we're made in God's image. And so presumably God wants us to live like he does. And well, how does he live? Well, he's a father. He's a creator. He made his children. He wants us to make children. Obviously, he gave us reproductive organs. He gave us a sex drive. He gave us man and woman, Adam and Eve. He obviously wants us to go out and mate in the right way. And so I just think that when you use your body, your sex drive, and your ambitions and motivations in the way that God wants us to, which is to put it toward having children and a family, that all of a sudden you become snapped in with natural law and you just have this natural happiness that takes over, even though things get harder in some ways objectively. So that's kind of my working theory, is that having a family is just living in God's image, because he was a father. He had us as his children. He wants us to have our own children and be our own type of parent to the children.
Yeah.
Does that make sense, or do you think that's fucking loony?
No, I think that makes total sense. I mean, like, it's kind of how biology is, how we are as, like, how we are meant to be, biologically speaking. Like, we are meant to be creators. Like, that's why we have sperm, and they have the
eggs,
so, like,
yeah,
it's kind of the whole point of life. I mean, if
we all know that, but mentally we still think it's a burden, or we think it's crazy to have kids somehow.
Yeah, and I think that's because we have so many problems to face. If life was simpler, I feel like people would be able to understand this a lot easier. But because we have so many problems and so many different things to do in life, so many variables of hobbies we can choose, and friends we can go by. I mean, we have the whole internet. We can connect to anybody we want to. We are, the more problems that we create for ourselves, the more issues comes with the society, and with our brains. And if we just, in a way, dumb down, almost you could say, things will be a lot easier and simpler and better functioning.
Yeah, and I think dumbing down does mean having a family. I mean, in a way, it complicates things, but actually, it's a lot simpler, because if you just have kids and get married, then you don't need to worry about chasing girls anymore. Solves that problem. You can delete all the apps. You can stop fucking DMing girls all day and chasing the rabbit down the rabbit hole for what? And then you don't have to worry about what the purpose of your life is anymore, because the purpose of your life is just to make sure your kids are taken care of, they're safe, they're fed. You don't have to worry about what you're doing every night and every weekend, because you know what you're doing. You're hanging out with your family. It just solves it simplifies things a billion X. That's what I try to tell people, is this is the ultimate elegant simplification of all of the psychic entropy you have and all of this identity crisis and depression about not knowing what life is about and what to do with your life. It's like the purpose of life, to some degree, is just as simple as having a family. I hope I'm not overstepping, and I'm not being that guy, oh, go have kids, well, everyone needs to have kids. I'm just more reflecting on how my outlook has changed since I had kids.
Yeah.
I never had this philosophy before I had kids, but I'm just telling you how my brain has changed since I did. And it's just, things get crystal clear. It's exactly like when you go into the woods and you don't know why all of a sudden you're happier, even though things are harder. Life is so happy and easy when all you care about is getting warm and eating. It's the same thing, man. Anyway, I'm not gonna rant about that anymore, but it's so real, bro. It's so real.
True. Yeah.
But bro, why don't I let you go, man? It's been quite a while that we've been on together. Good talking to you, Johan.
too, man.
Where can people find you on Instagram, Johan Drumev?
Yes.
You have a school. It's a very reasonably priced looks maxing program. Anyone who wants to get to 10.5% body fat, you got to talk to this guy because he's done it. Any other socials you want to plug?
I mean, YouTube Statics. That's what I go by on YouTube. Statics.
Statics.
Same with like platforms like Kick, like Twitch. I mean, you can see them right here. I have them as well, labeled Statics, live Statics with for YouTube, and then Johan Dunrev for my Instagram. So that's kind of my socials. Yeah, but I'm mostly active. Well, actually, I'm active on every single platform. Yeah, so you find me
Good,
anywhere.
bro. Nice. That's awesome, bro. Hey, good to meet you. Appreciate your time today, and I'm sure we'll get on a stream another time soon, Johan.
Thank
Okay.
you, man. Appreciate it, bro.
All right. Be easy, my friend.
You too, man.
All right. Peace out, man.
Take care, man. Take care.
Johan,
Yeah.
don't exit
Oh, yeah,
yet.
yeah.
I know we're probably still streaming on your channel. That's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we are.
But I forgot to tell you before we started, this is StreamYard, and so the way it works is it downloads my footage and then uploads it to the cloud. Same with you. So let me just check the status. Oh, it looks like we're both complete. But do me a favor, and even after you end your stream, just turn your camera and your mic off, and then leave your tab open, the StreamYard tab. Leave it open for like 20 minutes just to make sure the upload is complete.
Yeah, sure, no worries. Yeah, upload complete.
Even
yeah.
though it says 100%.
Yeah, all
But
the
just give it like
recordings.
10 minutes, bro, okay?
Yeah, no worries. No, I can keep the tab open for sure.
Okay, yeah, camera mic off, and then just leave the tab open and do your thing, okay?
Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right, G, anything else?
No, I mean I'm happy we had the conversation. I enjoyed it. It was very insightful and talk about a lot of topics. Definitely would like to talk to you again.
Yeah, we
Um,
will.
Yeah, we'll talk again. Maybe like privately or even like again like another podcast would be nice. And yeah, my chat has been going for a while now. They've been talking.
Oh, really? Did you have some people tuned in? Are you
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
streaming?
Yeah, I'm still streaming. I haven't read the
Nice.
chat because I was focused on that podcast. But yeah, I've had people that chat talk a lot. So they've just been talking and.
Yeah, we'll have to get on with Hexam, too.
Oh,
And
yeah,
if there's
Hexam.
anyone else you want to stream with, I'm happy to jump on group streams at some point.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Hexam. I talk to him sometimes. Yeah, he's cool. I saw the podcast, with you and him, so that was nice. That was nice. We definitely can get him on and talk about just everything because he's a cool guy as well.
Yeah, he's tapped.
He's tapped in for sure. He's doing good for himself on TikTok and Instagram. I see him doing like these cold approaches with his meta glasses.
Yeah,
Those are
yeah,
funny.
yeah. Yeah, the low inhib approaches.
Low and hip approaches. Yeah, exactly those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 he's funny. He's funny.
for sure. Yeah.
All right, bro. Well, I guess I'll talk to you later. Peace out to your chat, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Sounds good, man. Take care
All
of
right,
yourself.
peace out, G. Bye-bye.
Peace out, man. Whew, man. What a talk, bro. All right. How's everybody doing? I just turned in, gang. Yeah, you missed the whole thing, bro. Long talk? Yeah, it was long talk. I feel like I could have definitely articulated it myself better, but it's all good, bro. I had a good time. We had a long talk. All right. He messaged me on Instagram. Well, actually, I followed him on Instagram, and he saw my profile, and he saw my looks maxer, and he's like, "Yo, let's do a podcast together." And I was like, "I'm down." I saw him doing a podcast with Hexam, Hexam Light. So yeah, that's kind of how it started. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video out of this for sure. Maybe I'll post the whole podcast. Maybe I'll put it into fake segments. We'll see. Um, how did you guys like the whole thing? Man, I was, my brain was like, there was so many topics that we were talking about at the same time. So we talk about MSc and double jaw surgery. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, we talk about MSc. Talk about not MSc specifically, but palatal expanders in general. Double jaw surgery as well. Good character builder. Yeah, that was really good. That was really nice. I enjoyed that conversation. I was only here for the start, so I can't say much. Oh, you're only for the start. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I mean it was 2 hours nearly, so. But we talked about a lot of fucking things, man. Holy crap. Talked about like, surgery, life. You know, conversations always go towards life, man. Cause like at the end of the day, that's like why we're here, man. Nice interview. He's very knowledgeable about orthodontics and he has a lot of wisdom as a father. Yeah, for sure, man. He's great, man. He's very smart. Has a lot of wisdom. I respect him a lot, frankly, about everything. Really good guy. Definitely want to have more conversations with him in the future. Definitely. I feel like I could have articulated myself a little bit better. But it's all good. Man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. His camera and his microphone, like his whole setup, I'm jealous, bro. That shit looks good. That shit looks really good. But yeah. So who's still in chat from the old messages? Show palette. Talking about God, knowing Sodexy needs to pull it back like you can, like you, because it makes his portions unbalanced. Hairline is good enough to pull it back. Botox, masseters, long hair is more natural. The jaw guy has wide masseters compared to cheeks. Might have went overboard with the jaw exercises. Could use genoplasty. Hairline is good, but messes up his proportions. Cantiloplasty might be good as well. Crazy masseter is not a good. It's more 10%, but still looks good. Like a soccer player in this. Genetics. Brian needed MSc. How old? I think he started 35. Raw meat community. I mean, like, yeah, we were on about that a little bit, but I don't know. Lately I haven't been like very in deep into the raw community because I don't really believe in it as much as I used to be. I think there's some things you should take from the raw community, but a lot of things that you should just ignore because it makes life a burden. All right. Podcast. Yeah, it was good. I mean, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. It was very fun. There was so much to talk about. He asked so many questions at the start. It low-key like overwhelmed me. Like, which one do I answer? He asked me like 4 questions in one dialogue, and it made me like overthink so much. And it made me like where do I start? You know, because as he's asking me the questions, I'm like answering. I'm like answering it in my head, and then like at the end, then he asks me, and I'm like, oh shit, which one do I answer? Then I get stuck on like which one I should answer, because he asked so many good questions. Are you going to go over rowers in order to lying about physique being more important than height? I know you covered it a little bit, but I mean, Gampill, I don't know if I care about this whole situation about physique and face. My channel on YouTube has kind of died a little bit down because I'm more focused on business. I'm less focused on content right now. I'm less focused on content at the very moment. More focused on making money, making a living for myself, like life, than like niche topics about looks maxing. Yeah, I don't know if I really care right now much about that. But I don't think that they're saying that height is more important. I think they're just trying to talk about how physique is very important. I watched some of his videos. Seems very intellectual. He is very intellectual. That's why I watch him, and that's why I am super grateful to have been on the podcast. I eat raw primal diets. What would you say I'm doing wrong then? Well, I'm not saying like eating raw is wrong. I don't think that's the right word to use or to say. I mean, I just don't think it's necessary to eat raw. If you can, like, if you enjoy it, and like, you know, go for it, man. If you enjoy eating raw meat, like, go for it, man. Yeah, dude, Testy, he really did. So many questions. So many questions. But I like that about him. What do you mean a surgeon once? Oh, speak surgeons. Yeah, I didn't know how to answer that, honestly. Because I mean, I think Italy is just the best place for surgeons. What was I gonna say again? Yeah, like pharmaceuticals, man. Pharmaceuticals are W. For looks maxing as well. But yeah, I mean, that's a whole rabbit hole, man. Raw meat diets, pharmaceuticals, hard maxing. All of these are rabbit holes that can be talked about for hours. What up, LA kid? Why everybody have upper eye exposure? Well, there are many reasons why. Or not many reasons, but like different reasons. We're going viral. I think there is some interest in the topic currently, so would help your growth potentially. People want to hear insight. What kind of topics are you interested in discussing in the future vids? Honestly, Gampill, I have absolutely no idea what I want to talk about on my future videos. I don't know. I actually don't. Right now, I'm kind of stuck on my channel. I don't know what to do. Like since January, I don't know, man. I've been in a spot in my brain where like, cause I'm focusing on. I can't focus on so many things at once. like I want to focus on business, making money, growing my business, my Face Harmony, business that we're developing. But I also want to be a content creator and like post stuff and like do things. So I'm kind of in a rough spot right now, where I don't know exactly what to do. But it's leaning towards focusing on business right now, making a living for myself, and then focusing on content once I have money to travel, to meet people, to make content. That's kind of the idea that I have right now for like what I want to do for future-wise with content. Because like, I could sit here all day, talk in front of the camera like this, make YouTube videos, reacting to content, reacting to Road to Rome videos, Roar's videos about height, physique, whatever it is, right? Well, there's no end to it, which is a good thing, I guess, because there's no end to like the content creation side, to making content for that, and growing an audience. But I don't know if I want to grow in that sense. I want to grow in other ways as well. My social media. I want to grow a personal brand. I want to grow my own brand, my own personal brand. I'm not trying to grow my content by just talking about other things. I want to talk about my life, my interests, how I'm growing as a person, my ascension plan, my life, really. Just like exploring life, exploring the world. So talking about these topics about like physique and like, it's just very like, it's the same thing over and over again. There's no end to it, right? There's no end to talking about physique, talking about height, talking about face. What's the best thing to do? So it's really hard to say what I want to do with content, because there's so much you can do, so many areas to touch. Like the ones you mentioned, like the clavicular. He's on a whole different route of content. My personal branding. There's so much, man. There's so much. But I need money, bro. I need money. That's the one thing I need. And that's what I'm focusing on this exact moment. And that's why I've been inactive for the past few weeks. And I haven't been posting, because I've been kind of detoxing a little bit from content creation. I've been just doing Minecraft speedrunning on Twitch and Kick, and just been enjoying myself playing games. Enjoying my time alone. Just like reminiscing my thoughts. So I'm just kind of chilling right now, waiting for something to happen, or waiting for money to pour in. What workout split have you done, and which do you believe is optimal? PPL is good, I guess. PPL, push pull leg, or like push pull arm leg, whatever, something like that. I don't know. I don't really believe there's any optimal split. I just train, bro. I do push, I do pull. Oh, today I do push and this. Today I do calisthenics. I just have fun and train. I don't really have any. I just like I'm like a bro science kind of guy in a sense. For now, I guess you got to focus on drama and looks maxing space and facial analysis. Your app to show the difference in your formulas. Your life vids could be a side thing while growing, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna eventually making videos about my app, my software, what do you want to call it. Talking more about it, because we're making changes, weekly to the application, to the software, and we have big plans coming up, of like big plans coming up, really, that will change the way things work in this space, in this big space of content. So yeah. But like the drama with like roars and whatever and 41%, it can be something I can touch up on. Maybe I can react some videos now and talk about it. I don't know. Maybe. My ESR, 46.7 or 46.89, whatever, something like that. Should I get MSC at 14? Yeah, you should. That's probably the best time. how much better will it make me look? I mean, it will make you look not like a lot better, but it will give you a better bite and stuff like that. Is your software much different from Face IQ's? I mean, like, if you look at it from a very far like lens, technically speaking, we're very similar. But I mean, ours does automatic landmarking, for example, automatic recommendations that are better recommendations as well. You know, like that's something I would say that we have an edge on the FaceIQ Labs. Our recommendations are a lot better, and our landmarking is a lot better because it's automatic and like, you know, things of that nature. I think if it's comparing the difference would get views. Yeah, I mean, it could be something I could do, but I don't know if I want to spend money on that bullshit. To be honest with you, I know stuff in Sweden seems to be very potent for growth. I disagree. I don't think so, because Sweden is boring, man. Sweden is boring, bro. What the fuck is it to do here in this little, not little. It's dark. It's cold all the time. You know, America is where it's all at, bro. Sweden is not where you want to be at. But the Joe Frazier video is just one video. I can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again. Like, let's say I make content in Sweden. You know, there's only so much I can do in Sweden until, like, it gets boring. Because really where I'm gonna be able to make the most money, I guess you could say, and most content, the most revenue to, like, be able to afford traveling and doing things, it's gonna be in America. It won't be here in Sweden. Sweden, I'm trapped, bro. I'm trapped in Sweden. And yeah, I did a reaction video to somebody who already has the money, has the audience, who can go out in public and go out into countries and test these theories out. You know, I can't do that. I can't just go outside and just go in public and talk to people. Like, I could do that, but would I get views? I don't think so, man. Comparatively to if let's say I went to America, I made money, I went to America, I collaborated with all these other creators who I'm in contact with from Luxmaxing, and I make content with them, and that's how I grow, and that will be a much faster rise to success than it would be than sitting in my not sitting in my room, than going outside in Sweden talking to strangers or talking to people, because people here are not that interesting compared to America. The energy is different in America than it is in Sweden. Sweden is boring, it's cold, no one talks because it's cold outside. Like, it's literally negative degrees outside at the moment. In Florida, it's positive degrees. It's -6, bro. Like, look at the weather, man. It's -5 outside, bro. It's fucking cold, man. Go outside, do what? Like, it's boring, man. You only have a few months, a few weeks in Sweden to really make content. Otherwise, it's all just like, go to the gym or like some other things, you know, reaction at home, desktop videos. What do you think about cheekbone implants? I mean, they can work for some people. Yeah, I want to move. And my software is not free. I mean, it is free to get a Harmony score, I'm pretty sure, but it's not free to get the measurements and the recommendations and stuff like that. I think it's because people are very interested in the dating scene there, seeing how attractive people are there. Yeah, I mean, again, like that, like I don't, and the thing is as well, that requires money as well from me, because I don't live in a place where people really go outside. I live in the fourth biggest city in Sweden called Uppsala, and Uppsala. Well, I don't live in Uppsala, but I live a little bit far away, a little bit further away. It's a very chill city, not much to do here, and I would have to travel to Stockholm every single time just to make videos, just to talk to people, and especially during this time of the year. It's winter right now, and I'm a nobody. Nobody watches me, so there's not much benefit for me to going to Stockholm and recording videos. And like, what, I don't have any equipment as well. Like, I have a phone, but I got no microphone. This all costs money. The money is the problem. That's the problem in my life. Not that I have a bad life. I love my life. My life is amazing. I'm super grateful for everything that's in my life. But at the moment, my biggest issue is money. I need money. Yeah, I remember Yusuf. I remember you. So that's why I haven't been very active on YouTube, because like I don't really have a reason to, like, I don't know, I need money, bro. I need money. I need money to be able to fund my life, to fund my experiences. Because yeah, I mean, dude, I can talk about it all day, bro, honestly. I can talk about this all day, how money can change my life, bro. I've been thinking about this stuff for weeks, man. Weeks. I've been just like dwindling on like how life would be with money, what I would do with money, what I could do without money right now. And like it's just like, you know, I could publish videos, guys. Like I could be more active on social media like YouTube, publish videos, reactions, talking about the controversy about, you know, the physique versus physique and all that stuff, you know. I can talk about all these things. But the real issue isn't about like me talking about them and not being able to do it. It's just, will it give me the growth will it give me any kind of real growth to be able to grow a large audience? You know what I mean? No, I don't have a job. My job is technically this. Even though at the moment I don't really make any money from it. But what do you guys think about this plan? What do you guys think about like me focusing on making money from the software, for example? Because we have plans of doing that. What do you guys think what do you guys think about that? Like me focusing on making money, traveling to America, and then collaborating in America, or do I stay in Sweden? Do I record videos here, like the dating market? Do I showcase it here? Like what do you guys think is a good idea? I want to hear your input so I can, like, you know, think of what I should do. What do you think about 9 to 5 lives? Man, I have a lot of opinions on that. Go America? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Dude, 9 to 5 it's a big rabbit hole, man. Like, you can either take it you can either live your life 9 to 5 for a specific period just to make money so you can do other things, or you can stay in that lifestyle for life and become miserable. There's so many ways you can go about the 9 to 5 life. But in general, most people will regardless end up in that situation. Content in Sweden. Yeah, but bro, Sweden, like it's like 5 degrees outside, bro. It's 8 p.m. This would be the prime time to go outside and to talk to girls. But do you think girls will be hanging out at -5 degrees outside? You know, with their skirts, because you have to realize people in Sweden they love to um they dude, girls in Sweden they always wear skirts outside. Like when they go out to like parties and shit like that, like clubs, they wear skirts, dude. They can't do that during the winter. Right now, you got to grow by making stuff. America seems like a goal, but I don't know if going right now would work unless you build a stronger foundation. I mean, a stronger foundation. How much of a foundation do I need? Because you have to realize, Gant, I'm not just known as aesthetics. I know people know me as Johan Durmev on TikTok and Instagram. Like I've had so many people already know me from back in the day, from like back in 2023, 2024. You know me from YouTube, Ganpill. You don't know me prior to YouTube, really. That's how you found me. And you don't know the connections that I have as well, people. I have some really strong connections. Which if I meet up people with those kind of people, could really grow my audience, you know? And I can make content. And with money, I can travel, and I can have people produce content for me, and I can stream, like Clavicular kind of, and just do my thing. Because I don't want to be exactly like Clavicular in a sense of like the way he's living his life. Like I want to do my own, you know, journey, you know? Because I have to be different, so obviously I'm gonna be myself, right? I'm gonna be myself, do what I like to do, and what I think is the best thing for me. So travel, meet people, collaborate. I think Sweden is at least worth a shot. More accessible opportunity. You could just do a nightlife stream or surrounding dating. Man, yeah, I mean, like, the thing is as well, I have no friends, guys. I got no friends, dude. I don't really have friends in Sweden. I don't really have anybody to spend time with. Everybody that I care about is not in Sweden. Everybody that I care about, that I talk to on a regular basis, they're not living in Sweden. They all live in America or maybe other parts of Europe. And I haven't really found anybody in Sweden who I can just spend time with like that. Unfortunately, that's also the big issue. Because I can't be alone, man. That's boring. I think 5 or 10k on YouTube might be enough of a foundation. YouTube is number one. Having connections will help. I mean, I'm not denying that YouTube is definitely very important, man. But YouTube is important in one one way. Because you have to realize YouTube is good for foundation in terms of like generating a loyal fan base. But Instagram and TikTok, bro, that's where you go fucking bonkers and viral. You don't go viral on YouTube like you do on TikTok and Instagram, right? Like these TikTokers and Instagrammers, they're not on YouTube, bro. They're on their platforms on TikTok and Instagram because that's where they get the biggest hits in the market. You know what I mean? YouTube is a good foundation for like a loyal fan base. You know what I mean? So I want to post on YouTube. I want to post about really like I want to do similar to like I said to Clavicular by posting streams to my YouTube video like on YouTube, highlights, collabs, reactions. I'll still do desktop streams. I'll still do reaction videos. I'll have a team to help me produce more content and better content. Who are some prominent connections you could collab with? K Xiaomi is a good example. I mean, there's many small ones as well, but K Xiaomi is the biggest one, I would say. K Xiaomi, yeah. Hexam Light, he's kind of up and coming right now. Who else? I mean, I'd have to go to my fucking following list and like see like who, like, because there's a lot of people, you know. Hexam Light, yeah, I could do it with him. Who knows? Maybe Energenic. Who knows, dude? Yeah, Wando. Wando, I could do it probably with as well. Wando, he knows me. Yeah, but even Greg has some vids with millions of views on TikTok, but doesn't go anything. If he had millions of views on YouTube, he would be known most likely. Yeah, I mean, you'll make the most impact on YouTube, but getting those views on YouTube in the first place is extremely hard, and you need a foundation from other platforms. But bro, I don't think Greg is a good example. I don't think Greg is doing whatever he can do to grow. I don't like... Greg who exactly? I don't know. Greg, what kind of Greg are you talking about? Like Greg that we had on that I have a conversation with? And yeah, it is like it's easier to get viral, and you have to get crazy views from that. But if you have the connections to start producing content, you will eventually get those. And bro, I have already been viral on social media. I already know how to get to that point. But right now, I'm in a spot where I need money to do that, to get back to that spot. I need revenue. I need an income to be able to afford getting back to that hot spot. Yes, a point 88 is a horse face. Advice, I mean, dot by Bimax. I'd say authentic, that makes you stand out. I mean, of course, I'm always authentic. I don't ever want to be somebody else, you know. I love being authentic. You know, I've always been authentic with my content creation journey. I've been on social media for 10 years, guys. I know what I'm talking about. So, you know, I know what I'm doing. Greg, the guy who thinks he's Chad Light, he has millions of views on TikTok. Even yourself being viral on TikTok, but it doesn't have anywhere near this effect. Yeah, I mean, dudes, like, at the end of the day, man, like, you want to use all platforms. Like, I'm not saying don't use TikTok. I'm not saying don't use Instagram. I'm not saying don't use YouTube. Like, use all the platforms to your advantage. But some platforms will take you further than others for a certain situation and phase. You know? And right now, with how things are going with my YouTube channel, I'm not going to have videos going viral on YouTube. Like, I don't think that's going to be a very realistic thing to think. I'm not going to have millions of views on YouTube right now. Like, the best way for me to get viral on YouTube is to get viral on other platforms, then get viral on YouTube. But yeah, like, YouTube is the hardest one to go viral, and probably the best one to make money and to get a loyal fan base. But you need to use the help of TikTok and Instagram to even get to that situation where you can get videos going viral on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you start it. Because really, also a lot of my audience on YouTube comes from other platforms as well. Without my Instagram, without my TikTok, I wouldn't be here today. with the channel size that I have. Not saying that it's a fucking big channel, but like I have 1.5k subscribers, bro. Like I have a small ass channel on YouTube. It really is not a large audience. Schools, oh my god, Space IQ school, that's funny. That's funny. I'm restricted up from the things. So I think I gotta post on all platforms really. Yeah, it's all connected, man. You gotta use them all. And I think you should too, bro. Since you're only on YouTube, you should start posting on TikTok and posting on Instagram. Like clips of your videos. If you're experienced with clipping, you can do that easily. Posting it on social media, spamming them. Because that's gonna give you a lot of popularity too, man. Like sure, those platforms aren't gonna get you money, but they're gonna get you publicity, you know? And that publicity can get you to YouTube. And then YouTube can grow as more, and then you can eventually make a lot of money from YouTube. So you have to rely on everything at once, you know. When are you getting FME? Pretty sure you were talking about getting the mid-phase expander. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm gonna get an FME or MS or MARPy. We'll see. I want to take it all, standing tall. We are the person you are. Oh, wait, what I've got to see. Spend all my life holding all of me closely. I'm feeling innocent, I'm feeling discontent. I'm finally facing it all. Fearless. I mean, I guess while I'm at it, let's see if there's anything to watch on YouTube, right? Maybe I can get some more reaction videos on the channel. Yeah, man. Hmm. Another experiment. Yeah, because I don't know. I don't want to react to like just the same things over and over again. Like these videos that just like talk about looks maxing. Well, I mean, what I mean is like the videos where they give routines and shit like that. I want to watch something special. Tinder experiment, but I think I've already watched something like that before. Gampil, what do you mean they get who gets who gets disrespected by all girls? No, but he's saying Alex Eubank video. Are you talking about? Do you mean like Alex Eubank gets disrespected by all girls? Is that what you mean? Oh, comment won't come up. Flag. I mean, Alex Eubank is a special case, man. I have seen the recent videos and like talks about Alex Eubank and his relationship with his wife or not wife, well, almost wife. And it does seem like it's not gonna go too far. Alex Eubank is a special case, honestly. A very interesting guy. Dun dun. What do you mean I had a hard time getting girls? In what context does he have a hard time getting girls? I don't think that's his plan. Like his goal there to get like a bunch of women. He's a Christian YouTuber pretty much, you could say. Christian creator. He doesn't really focus on getting girls. I remember a chat to an experiment of him getting invited to this college party. Open my eyes to look. Who is him? Alex Eubank? Roger 1%? Roars? Like, who? Yeah, I guess I'll watch it.
When I was 16, I had my first little love.
Hold up, my camera isn't on. Oh, wrong camera. Probably not gonna record this to the channel, but I'll just react to it. Yeah, let's see.
And she died. So she had a seizure. Maybe she had like a UTI that was left untreated, and maybe the infection spread.
Oh my god.
So I'm pretty sure it was something like that. And that was the first time I experienced because again, I grew up very lonely. So having someone who was feeding into me, especially with women, I always had issues just because me and my mom don't have the best relationship, but whatever. And seeing her go, I was so mad at God, at everything. And I think that started separating me away from God for a minute because I grew up kind of a little Christian. I was so pissed because I was like, damn, the one time something good comes into my life that I can relate to, it gets taken away.
I remember when I was like 17 and I had my first heartbreak. I got broken up with for like the first time after a long relationship. And I remember like how tore up I was. I was like so freaking down bad. And like looking back on it, I'm like, damn, I really was such a bitch. Like, I'm sorry to use that word when you call it a fake Christian for that, but like I really was. You gotta think like, if a girl breaks up with you, you like begging or whatever to get her back or like sulking and being all sad, like that literally does nothing for you.
Learning from his past mistakes, Alex now knows never to beg for a girl to take you back. So we won't be seeing any more of that as we progress. But afterwards, he starts dating Haley Bakos, estimated around 2020, and straight away this girl looks below average. But after potentially being dumped again, he moves on to Demi Suggs, dating around 2021, estimated. And again, I would say this girl is slightly below average, but now we get to 2022 when Alex was at the top of his career. So maybe that will assist him in attracting a better looking girl.
How did we meet? She DM'd me. What'd you say? Like, you're my gym crush or
I've
whatever?
never had such a big gym crush on someone who doesn't even go to my gym.
Yeah, and then I said, I forgot.
I'm honored. Where
No,
you're
she
from.
not.
Yeah, and then she said Dallas.
When he was dating this girl, I'm like, bro, why are you dating her? Like, she's not good looking at all.
Texas, and then I didn't reply. I left it on red, and then you sent something again.
I
when
said
you
you
said,
ever
like,
in
are you ever?
Dallas.
Yeah, so you double texted me.
I do it again too.
Yeah, and it ended up working out. So that's when I met her, because she came down from Dallas.
All right, so got news for you guys real quick, okay? Tell me how Andrew Tate is in my girlfriend's DMs. Look, deadass, come to Europe, dear. Yo, I like him too. He didn't answer my DM, but he answers hers. Oh, D.
All right, so Abby's going back home to Dallas. You
I remember
leaving me
this.
at the airport. Why are you crying? Abby. Abby's got to go back to Dallas, boy. She's crying. I love you. I love you. All right, let me say bye to her.
Surely a girl expressing that type of emotion proves she has only eyes for you and you don't have to worry about her leaving you for another man. A girl shedding some tears is all a man needs to make him feel as though this girl is the one. She's different from all the other girls, right? She doesn't even think of other men because I'm the man she loves.
Ask him if he knows his girl's not only talking to him, but other guys also. Do you worry about if a guy's hitting on her? Because there was some dude, some football guy that was slid into her DMs. I watched that video. And so, does that bother you? Is it nervous?
I'm super secure in myself. Like, I know I'm like a 1% man in terms of, like, what I can provide.
A high-value guy. It's like, why would you be worried about...
So I don't care.
So he doesn't feel any reason to be insecure about his girl leaving him for another man. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's those insecure guys that are struggling to keep their girlfriends. Because if they were just more confident in themselves like Alex Eubank, then the girl's interest would not wane.
People asking, like, where's Abby and all that stuff. She's moving back to Texas for a little bit. I hate bringing this up. This is the issue of social media. I'm blessed to have social media. It's blessed my life. But you have to be kind of open about everything, even, like, personal things. And everybody keeps asking me to address it and stuff like that. So we are, like, no longer together for the moment. She's going to be back home for a little bit, working on herself. And I'll be working on myself. As to the details of it, I prefer not to go into it. There's no, like, bad blood. I still love her. I still talk to her and stuff like that. But just for the meantime, I decided to address it some way. I know social media loves drama, so I hope that there's no trolls and stuff trying to, like, make up some dumb stuff in the comments and whatnot. There's no bad blood. I still follow her, still like her stuff, still talk to her, stuff like that. Literally, it's not that deep.
I know I'm like a 1% man.
I love you.
It's not that deep. I know I'm like a 1% man. Really, it's not that deep. I know I'm like a 1% man. Really, it's not that deep.
I know I'm like a 1% man.
I love you.
Really, it's not that deep.
Really, it's not that deep.
I know I'm like a 1% man.
I love you.
Really, it's not that deep.
Really, it's not that deep.
I know I'm like a 1% man.
Really, it's not that deep. I love you.
So yeah, as things transpired, the girl has left him to go work on herself. And as the comments state, we all know what that means. And even Alex himself is coping, trying to say, oh, she's working on herself and I'm going to work on myself. He has to pretend it's not a big deal to portray the image that his confidence will not allow him to be affected.
Alex has been going from relationship to relationship very rapidly, collecting animals in each of these relationships and then having them conveniently disappear once that relationship does. Dating OnlyFans models. He went from Haley, an OnlyFans model, to another OnlyFans model and streamer, to another OnlyFans model, and to another fanfics model, which is basically the same thing, to an IG model.
First 6 months of 2024 were probably the best moments of my entire life, the happiest I probably ever was, to the second half being the most depressed I have been in my entire life, to the point where I got so close to taking my own life. I think this is the third or fourth time I think she broke up with me. I remember when she did it, I tried to like save it, did anything I could. That's why part of the reason why I moved to Florida was right after one of the breakups. So we broke up when I was living in Florida, and we were seeing each other like all the time. I moved to where she lived. I was trying to beg for her back, and she would come over and be like, I'd convince her to like come over. She would say, as long as you don't like beg for me, you know what I mean? I would end up just begging and crying my heart out to her, trying to beg her to stay in my life.
If a girl breaks up with you like begging or whatever to get her back, or like sulking and being all sad, like that literally does nothing for you.
I love you. I love you.
I remember we looked at houses in Atlanta that week, so I thought we were on like the same page with a lot of stuff. I'm crying over the fact of me remembering how happy I felt. That's what's making me cry now. I miss that feeling, you know? I was just so like in love.
I love you.
I thought I was so excited that like I was getting one step closer to getting, I felt so close to that dream of like the house, the family, and starting all those things. I noticed something was up, and she FaceTimed me. She was saying she was coming over to talk to me. I just knew in my heart. My heart sunk, and I was still trying to like beg for her back. Me saying, oh, it's not too far gone. We can, whatever that needs to be fixed can be fixed. We just got to give it to God.
I love you.
She felt like it wasn't worth it. One thing that kind of fucked me up, that I remember genuinely crying my heart out to her at one point, begging for her, that just didn't make sense as to why we were breaking up over the things that she was saying we were breaking up over. Didn't add up. And I told her, I was like, just be honest, just tell me. And there was one thing that she said, and I'll never forget this, and she mentioned she didn't want to see like a life with someone like me.
I love you.
I know she didn't like that a lot of my past relationships were on the internet, which I understand. That shit hurt for sure. That's what was breaking my heart even more so than the actual breakup. It was like the person that like I thought I was gonna marry and like give my entire life to, or would have given my entire life for, and that shit was like fucking me up. Sorry for cussing. Like ripping me apart more than anything. And I remember the way she acted. It was like all the love. I could tell all the love was gone.
I love you. I love you.
Like on her end, she didn't love me anymore. And that shit fucked me up completely, just empty and broke. And for the last 2 weeks, I was trying to really give everything to God and trust that God was going to make it right. It was actually crazy with between her and I, those 2 weeks where I was like, this is definitely from God, this is going to work. I really thought it was. I pretty much had my mind made up. I felt like my entire world like fell apart completely. That dream I had that I thought I was so close to getting was just ripped away. And I've been hurt multiple times in the past, and I've had issues with like relationships that have really messed me up. I've had like abandonment issues since I was a little kid. I turned the phone off and I basically was telling myself that I was gonna, do it that night.
Let's get one thing clear. Alex wants to be married. Ever since I've met him, he's been a family type of individual. He wants a wife, he wants to have kids. That is his true passion. He's been searching for someone who shares the same values as he does.
Tomorrow is a very, very big day. The most important day of my life. I just went and picked up. Bang. We are going up a gondola. I'm actually terrified. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not good at heights. I became a bitch after I turned 20 years old. You need to calm me down. I'm such a pussy, dude. Holy shit. Why do you look like you're miserable? Huh?
Because you make me feel like the man.
Why?
You made me get the tickets. You made me talk to the agent because you didn't want to ask which line it was. We're staying in my house. And then you're like, I don't want to go up. I have anxiety. Like, I feel like the fucking man in the relationship, and it gives me the ick. Like, genuinely.
Do you still love me though?
You still love me though?
I love you.
I mean, the comments are diabolical. She can't even hide her disgust on camera. I mean, like, they're pretty brutal and calling it out clear as day.
Oh yeah, I saw that video. Well, I saw the I didn't see the whole video, but I saw the thumbnail.
There's a lot of red flags about what I've seen between him and Shelby. She feels like the man in the relationship, and she said this more than once. Like, she said this in multiple videos, and she basically low bros Alex to demasculate your man online for social media. I truly think Alex is being a simp, straight up. Like, Alex Eubank, if you're watching this video, you're being a simp. If everything that I'm seeing from these videos, if this is really what it's like, and this is what you guys are showing, like, if it's even worse behind the closed doors, bro, put your clock to it, put your watch to it, because I don't think your relationship will last. She is in her masculine energy around Alex. He's acting like a kid. He just has like no sort of masculine frame. He's a little too childish. She's the one making the decisions, right? She said herself, she's like wearing the pants in the relationship. Guys, women do not like this, right? And I've had women say this to me. Now, I'm not a multi-millionaire like Alex. I don't have 1 million Instagram followers, but yet,
Right,
women
yeah,
that I'm with
say.
are always super feminine, super nurturing towards me. Since I'm so young, right, 24, everyone that meets me always thinks that I'm way older than I really am.
Yeah.
And it's because of the way I carry myself, right? And women always respect this.
And for those who most likely are going to watch this or even clip it up and view this and still think that like, oh, I like pray on their downfall, like this isn't going to last long, that I still pray for you. And I pray that whatever struggle you're facing on the inward parts of your heart and your subconscious brain that's making you feel negative towards a positive event, I pray that God works on those things within you and that you learn to kind of find the positive in all things. You know, like I've been through multiple relationships, and those people weren't meant for me, but I'm sure that they're gonna be the perfect person for somebody else, right? So as you go through multiple relationships, the purpose of dating, I literally genuinely believe you can weed through if a person has the qualities that you're necessarily looking for in a long-term person or not. For my birthday, we're gonna go to Japan, and I'm probably gonna spend like 35 grand on that trip. Like I just spent $300 on DoorDash for our dinner tonight.
I think the difference is money is such a non-issue in both of our lives because there is an abundance of it.
You still love me though?
You still love me though?
He's like, you still love me, right? Alex, when we first met, he joked, he was like, I feel like I'm like a 35-year-old stuck in a 25-year-old's body. And I would say the same exact thing through me. Like,
Goodness. For Shelby, it's more like a 24-year-old stuck in a 44-year-old's body. Even the comments stating they believe her age to be mid-30s, I feel is quite generous. I mean, wow. These girls just wreck their faces with cosmetic surgeries. These girls must legit be brain dead when they have examples like this, but still choose to go under the knife. It's like they've been brainwashed to believe this plastic, disgusting, elderly look is attractive. If I'm asked to assign a face rating, it's gonna be something like a 1.75, my scale. And it's certainly a downgrade from Abigail. However, none of the girls featured are on Alex's level. He's had to date down every time and still gets dumped by all the girls, which is why I always say most men are going to have to date down if they want to even have a chance of getting a girlfriend. But yeah, Abigail is clearly above Shelby. I still think she's slightly below average, but she does have nice hair and good coloring.
Like once I know I'm going to cry and I stop holding back, it's just raps. Like it's just like
I thought it was so
cry like a
cute.
little baby, bro, like a little bitch, just like all over.
No, like a man.
Yeah, so
As we disembark this tale, perhaps Alex will get used to baby talk, as he is marrying a woman who more resembles his mommy. No shame if anyone is into that dynamic. But how long until Alex is dumped again? But yeah, until next time, thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, that was that. You heard sub 5? Your camera is still sub 3. I put the class, the girlfriend hit video. His mindset is not stable. I don't know if any of you knows this, but he thinks you assume really has some effects on reality. That's how I explain this. I like where to at the point. Honestly, that's kind of what I think as well. Like that one guy with the closed eyes. Unironically, I think he's right. Yeah. Man, I always sit like this. I don't know why I do this, man. I just get comfortable sitting like this. But on stream, it looks super stupid. Oh man, I'm sore. Oh fuck. I don't know what to do right now. Do I just play Minecraft? I recorded all the footage for the video I think everything worked fine.
Time. When I grew up, there were no.
Transplants, all that kind of stuff. So that's a 2. Looks pretty good. How long was this? An hour and 45 minutes. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, dun. Ah. Alright, I think he also recorded it, right? Recording. I think he recorded the footage. It says I have no current recordings. So what's that about? StreamYard. It's good. What do you mean? What do you mean? I did good. You were listening to the podcast. Not entirely. Oh shit! You gotta add. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. At what point were you there? Do you remember, like, the timestamp? Or maybe you weren't paying attention to, like, the timestamp of, like, the conversation. That's what you want from me. Yeah, bro, honestly, I like podcasts. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of that was the whole conversation. It was about looks maxing, and then we kind of went to life. We kind of went like, it's like you know, like when you have like a bomb with somebody, right? You first talk about these regular things, but then like as slowly but surely you get deeper into like a conversation, and then you end up talking about life and death. It's like, that's what we had. We were talking about looks maxing, and then we ended up talking about life and like the best way to live life. I mean, to be fair, he was the one who did change the conversation, but not like I mind. It's all good. Like I enjoyed what we had, because you know life is important. It's important. It's important to talk about life. You know, it's important. So it's because life is so complicated, man. And frankly, bro, during the whole podcast, my brain, like, it was overloaded with so much I could talk about. Because I have so much knowledge, man. So much knowledge I can talk about. So many topics I can discuss and go over. But yeah, it was a pretty drastic change. Aesthetics, is it possible to get a rhinoplasty to get more downturned nose? What do you mean? Why would you want? Is your nose too upturned or something like that? But Jock is smart. He's a smart guy, man. He has so much more experience than I do in this field. Well, if your nose is too upturned, then I think just giving yourself more projection probably is the key. But you can like remove cartilage, not cartilage, but if it's upturned from the nose tip, the nasal tip, then yeah, you can remove some of it to make it like less upturned and more straight. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just like Andre, that's fine. I mean, maybe your facial width to height ratio is a little bit off the ideal, but 1.38 is ideal. 0.94 is, I think, ideal. Number one for me, I said I'm into everything. I mean, Andre, a little bit, yeah, a little bit. But it's more to do with like the upper lip, right? I mean, it's the upper lip, the zygos, and the glabella. If you make your upper lip fuller with a kind of clockwise rotation, then I suppose, yeah, it could make your facial weight to height ratio more striking, or more, not striking, but yeah. Well, theory insights. If your nose is not projected enough, you could give yourself more projection, but that's either way, that's hard to do with surgery. Like, surgeons don't really, they don't really surgery like rhinoplasty, it's hard to give more projection, more cartilage. It's easier to remove cartilage than add cartilage to a nose. So I would just focus on removing fixing the tip, man, the tip. Like the part where it's like the soft tissue, not the actual. Implants is not always risky. I think it's a false statement. What's up? Yo, what up, lady? Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to become technical, then everything is risky. So there's no point of being scared of implants if you're not scared of Bimax, because they're pretty much the same level of risk factor. Like, yeah, the infections we're talking about. Yeah, it's not that risky. The infection rate is like 1% or less than 1%. I don't know the exact amount of infections people get, but people don't really get infected. They just get whenever they complain about implants, they just complain about like the size of the implants or how they look like, not about the infection. Can I rate Bjorn Anderson? Bjorn Anderson is like a high 6 pace, maybe. Bimax is upper jaw, lower jaw. Trimax is upper jaw, lower jaw, chin. Advancement. My day? My day has been pretty good. Normal. I mean, I woke up, I don't know when I woke up actually. I took a nap as well, I think. Oh, yeah, I took a nap, I forgot. Took a long nap. I need some to sleep more. So I don't know, I'm not gonna sleep tonight, bro. I'm gonna sleep late. Oh man, and I had a podcast today. That was a good podcast, I enjoyed that. Man, I gotta go back. Yes, I gotta fucking Austria and Germany, he said. For Marpies and FMEs. I gotta look into that. Wanna watch it? Yeah, it's a good podcast. Honestly, it was good. Dun 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 dun. I'm walking alone. Man. Step by step. Moving from town to town. From London to Taiwan. To protect your soul. Night, yeah, we are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. What the hell will I do now? What do you mean sleep? It's 9 p.m. and I took a nap. I can't sleep now. I slept for like 9 hours. And then I took a nap for like 2 hours. Isn't it so boring for you to sit like this all the time? What do you mean all the time? What do you mean all the time? I don't really stream much anymore on YouTube because like it's the same thing over and over again. That's why I play video games, but nobody on my channel on YouTube watches me play video games. Like when I streamed playing video games, nobody watched it. Cause my YouTube channel isn't about gaming. It's about looks maxing related stuff. But I will have some content from this podcast for sure. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan, all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. Yeah, like I wanna post clips maybe or segments from this podcast to the channel. Like that would be fun to do, like doing this kind of like podcast stuff and talking. That would be fun to do actually. A little stronger now. Like making my own podcast, you could say. I'm not screaming up your mess, soften my regrets, come a little stronger. Yeah, maybe. But would I have to make a new channel for that? I don't think so. No, I don't know about making a whole new channel. Maybe that could be something I could do, podcasts. Because I love talking to people. I really like doing that. I could use StreamYard to do that. Promises. But at the same time, I don't want to become the podcast guy. You know what I mean? I don't want to become like the guy that does podcasts. Maybe I should become that guy though. How to fix facial with that ratio? It's a pretty broad question, Ben. Just do podcast. I mean, I could do podcasts. What would it be? Aesthetics talks? Aesthetics talk? That's boring. I want it to be like unique, right? I don't know actually. Aesthetic something. Or not even that maybe. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I have two accounts. One account is my main account, and the other one is technically the account for this channel, for this YouTube channel. So Johan, like the one that's right here, and then Aesthetics, I think 04. Aesthetics 04 for Instagram. But I don't really post on there anymore. I don't really post on that account anymore. I just stick to my main account because I have more like a loyal fan base, you could say, on there. And it's my personal account, so I post about my shit, my personal shit. Yeah, I don't know what to do, honestly. I kind of do want to do a podcast. Can I demonstrate using a penis pump on stream? Funny, bro. But like at the same time, like, you know, I don't want to just be that guy that you know makes it a podcast account. Like, just makes a podcast. Like, oh, I made a podcast, guys. Because podcasting is like so saturated now, low key. I don't know. I'll talk to my team, I guess you could say, about it. See what they think about the idea of podcast. Maybe it could be a good idea. Because there actually really isn't a podcast for looks maxing, really. There's not much of a podcast. Like, sure, there's been looks maxing people that have joined podcasts, you know. But there's not a dedicated looks maxing podcast channel, you could say. Do you style your hair or just keep it like this or tied up? I don't do any styling, bro. I just keep it with it. I just like, I mean, right now it's obviously, you know, my headphones are covering it, but you know, usually my hair is either like back like this, or tied up like this, but only like this, only like this maybe, tied up like that, or it's maybe it's something like this. Yeah, I don't know. But most of the time I keep it like this, you know, easier for me. Dun-dun-dun-dun. I don't think over 2 is that beneficial. I think 2 is the best. I mean, mine is like 1.97. Something like that. Yeah, but Andre, of course, those people already have good, you know, characteristics besides their, you know, they have other good characteristics that make them good looking. Yeah, I play Minecraft. Probably my favorite game. Under, how many face under fat? What do you mean under fat? If a face has perfect harmony, it cannot be fat. It's impossible. But yeah, I mean, harmony isn't everything, bro. But harmony is the most important out of the metrics. That's why it's talked about the most. Yeah, I'm live on Kick, YouTube, and Twitch. All time, all time. I'm live on 3 platforms. All because of you. Yeah, I don't know what to do right now. I'm sitting here thinking of what to do. I mean, I already had a podcast. That was the kind of the whole point of the stream. I could play games now, but I'm kind of hungry. Dynamo is important, but I guess if harmony and facial thirds are good, it means Sam was also good. Yeah, I mean, harmony kind of goes hand in hand with the, you know, a lot of things like, you know, angularity and dimorphism and your features. Kind of why harmony is kind of the baseline, the base, you know. I also have an account on Kick, but it works slow for me. Kick works slow? What? I thought Kick was supposed to be better than that. Like, I thought Kick was supposed to be fast. Or what do you mean? Make me. Oh man, I don't know what to do. How many people are on YouTube right now? I mean, I'm probably gonna end the YouTube stream. I'm live on Twitch and Kick, guys, so if you guys want to continue watching the stream on there, then that's cool. But I'm gonna end on YouTube. Hop on Kick or YouTube, hop on YouTube, hop on Kick or Twitch if you want to watch more. I'm gonna just sit here and chill on stream. So yeah. I'm gonna sleep. Alright. Zygo by gonal proportions already included harmony, so fat people will be fucked up with their measurements. Yeah, basically. But yeah, to end it off, good podcast, enjoyed it. Good talk with him. I don't know when I'm gonna be live next on YouTube. Kind of been inactive on YouTube, but I'll be posting clips and segments of the podcast to YouTube, probably. I'll figure that out, and thank you guys for watching the YouTube stream on YouTube. I might move over to Kick and Twitch now, because YouTube is mainly just for like looks maxing stuff. So yeah, see you guys. Bye bye.